Fudge.
You got fudge?
I could have sworn I hit the button. Alex Murray, thank you for pointing that out as we're almost through qualifying here. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Irish Hills of Michigan. I'm an idiot running the cameras tonight. Forgot to hit the go button. Deb Harris, thanks for joining us. D-Cash, we see you. So, yeah. The guy recovering from a heart attack screws up. And Matt, I got a surprise for you when we go live. It's Matt Metler now joining us in the booth. Matt, good to have you with us as always. Welcome to Michigan.
Yeah, the Irish Hills. Thrilling as always. Prime time. Going to go the distance tonight. I'm sure it's going to be everything we expect and then some, as these guys always really impress, or I should say up the ante on these larger scale racetracks. Think back to what we've seen last time we were at a track like this. I mean, the action was nonstop, packed through the roof. I'm fired up, ready to go, Tony.
Absolutely. Well, we are in the warm-up session. Let's reach out and take a look at the point standings coming into tonight. Your top 12, pretty safe. It's from Jeff Carson on back that it starts to tighten up a little bit. As Samuelson is not here tonight, so that's some good news down there. But let's take a quick look at a few of the guys on the outside looking in. Heitman has been nothing but clawing his way forward for the past couple of weeks. And with 3 races left, 2 of them being road courses, as we go to Watkins Glen next week, then followed by the Indy Road Course the week after, and then the regular season finale at the plate track at Daytona. Nobody from 13th on back is safe. Actually, nobody from Jeff Carson on back in 12th is safe. They all have to be up on their A game, and they've got to bring these cars home in one piece. And did we lose Matt? We may have lost Matt again.
Nope, Tony, I'm here. I'm just getting everything fine-tuned and ready to go here. You know how traffic can be in Florida sometimes, so I'm doing this real time with you, buddy. I'm here.
And we do have a special treat for you when we go to the lineup tonight. We're trying something different this evening. Matt suggested it, and I said, you know what? That's a damn good idea. Let's do it. So our good friends at Rockin' for Decades are stepping up tonight with the song Steppin' Up that we will play as a bumper bed, if you will, when we go through tonight's starting lineup. And, Matt, you weren't with us earlier, but we were talking about Tanner Marty, who's just been on a tear the last couple of weeks. And he is currently the only Chevy in the top 5 in points.
Yeah, it speaks so much about Tanner Marty, and especially if you think about, the last, month and a half. I mean, he has really come on strong. He's been one of the leaders at the forefront, carrying the Chevrolet bow tie, and been exciting to watch as well. So look for him to keep that momentum rolling here from the Irish Hills. The house that Penske built should be a good place for Marty. I have high expectations for him this evening.
Well, I mean, we've seen Tanner Marty do well at, the plate tracks, and
exactly.
Well, this place races a lot like a plate track with all the drafting you've got to do. So
yeah, I mean, not to cut you off there, Tony, but the drafting is so critical here, especially in this car. You can make up a ton of time, and it also plays into how you set up the race car. If you want to tune it for more downforce, that's great. But the other side of the coin is the draft is huge, and you can really make up for that speed deficit if your car sucks up well and is fast in line. So, that draft comes into play more here in this race car than I think some of the other variations in the past.
You are correct, sir. And the other thing you've got to keep in mind is you're in the turns a lot here. As a matter of fact, let me jump on up to the blimp cam, and you can see just how sweeping those turns are. It's wild. This is a big facility, and you don't realize how big it is until you get here and get actually in that infield. I've been to multiple short tracks where, you look out from the front straightaway and you see cars going way out in the distance, and like, oh yeah, that's the highway. And you're here and you look out towards the back straightaway and you're like, wow, those are race cars on the highway. No, that's the track, dude. As it just, unless you've been here and been in the infield, you just can't understand the vastness of this place. And Talladega and Daytona are even bigger. We're going to the Indy Road Course here in a couple weeks. That track's huge as well, to the point where there's 2 holes of a golf course on the infield.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Right, Tony. When you talk about, the geographical aspect of these racetracks, you hit the nail on the head. This one's right at 2 miles. You mentioned a golf course, a putt-putt. You go to Daytona and Talladega, you add another half a mile. Heck, they even have Lake Lloyd in the middle of the infield at Daytona, not to mention all the other attributes that they have down in Alabama and Earnhardt Nation. When you go to Talladega, you hit the nail right on the head. So much going on.
And Matt, what do you say we get right to that starting lineup as our new music starts to play? Jacob Schneider setting quick time. He's going to be joined on that front row with Primetime Nick Stein. Jeremy Miller and RJ Root are going to be starting in row number 2. Bennett Allen, your highest running... Oh no, Bennett's in the Ford tonight. Bennett Allen and Derek Heitman starting in row number 3. Row 4 is going to see Brandon Edstrom and Kavaja Holt. Matt White and Rodrigo Loga rolling from row number 5. And Loga, your first Chevy that we're going to see. Alex Princeton and RP Allen in row number 6, rounding out the top half of the field. Matt?
Yeah, you mentioned Alex Princeton running out the top half of the field. As my screen goes completely haywire here. Give me 1 second. I'll be right with you.
Alex Murray and
12.
Dave.
Yep, I got you, Tony.
Alex Murray and Dave Frug Jr. rolling it off in row number 7.
Thank you, Tony. That's row number 7. 15th, that's belonged to the 55 of Nathaniel Spooner. 16th, Ken Ron in the 33. Brian Tarnowski in the 28 rolls off the 17th. 18th belongs to Chris Claude in the 10. Look for him to march forward. 19th, Lauren Jones in the 11. Starting 20th, running at the top 22 of Dalton Mobile. 22nd, that belongs to Randall Watkins, while 23rd, Tanner Marty in the 29 will reside from the start. 24th belongs to the 80 of Mark Johnson. 25th, that's going to be Rafael Rodriguez in the 60. Ron Fitting always in the 3. 26. Starting 27th, respectively, is the 21 of Miller Bonds. 28th, the 9 of Jeff Carson, one of the few Toyotas in the field tonight. Godzilla in the 77 rolls off 29th.
With some pace.
Steve Herring. 32nd, Ryan Samuelson. Timothy Cook, 33rd. 34th, Matt Mackin. Alexander Glenner, 35th. And your final starter, Cody Cowley in that 56, Tony.
So that is going to do it for the starting lineup here tonight as we get ready to turn them loose for 200 laps here, 400 miles. Everything's left to say. It's just time to wipe the laser and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab the salad because it's time to get it on in Michigan. Race fans, it's showtime!
It's showtime from the High Bank Super Speedway. Action at Michigan. The house that Penske built is the Fords out front, wasting no time, picking up right where they left off last week. Everyone starting to get single file on the top, but 3 wide for third already, Tony.
Absolutely. It's primetime Nick Stein currently showing the way. These guys are slugging it out as That's Allen trying to make some headway there on the bottom side of Derek Heitman. As Jacob Schneider sends it going into 3, gets by Stein. Hopefully Stein can stay out of trouble tonight and get that good finish that he's been wanting all season.
Yeah, good old Stein time. He's been there at times, just luck has not been on his side as of late. Is this the racetrack that gets him back on course? Let us know what you think in the chat, as everyone right now continues to chase. Jacob Schneider out in front right now. You see there the battle of number 15, that's Bennett Allen, going after the 78 of Derek Heitman. He's been hot as of late, too.
Yeah, it seems like ever since Allen started hanging out with the Prodigy boys more and more, his game has really stepped up. As that is Rodrigo Voga down on the bottom side, coming through the tri-oval, trying to make some headway, getting that car in some clean air as he's following the 19 of Princeton. Your highest running non-Ford right now is the 7 of RP Allen. There is the Red Bull Toyota making some headway now, already up to 8th, plus 4. That's impressive in the early going here. Alex Murray looking to follow him through, as Murray did not get the qualifying attempts he wanted. But look for those two drivers to team up and try to march their way forward quickly. And Kavaja Holt right there with him, too. I didn't realize that. Kavaja's doing well.
Yeah, Kavaja in that 00, he was kind of MIA, as here comes RP Allen. He's got all the bull in that car churning right now, I promise you, as he's digging hard on the bottom. Look at this pack, Tony, side by side at almost 200, over 200 miles an hour. Just absolutely insane racing side by side here. Really, they almost touch. Miller almost comes up and high fives the 78. He's going to have to check up as everyone scatters as that accordion compresses.
Looks like RJ Root may have tagged the wall coming off a 4, too, trying to avoid everything. Hey. Hang on to her, son. That's the double deuce of Murray, your current points leader, I might add, who was all sorts of sideways there coming through the tri-oval. And
yeah, you saw that.
He was thinking about making it 3 wide there for a second.
Exactly. He thought better of it, and just as that happened, there was a massive checkup. These drivers, everyone doing a great job of not having that first incident of the evening there, as I thought that was going to uncork the first action on the caution side of things, but it doesn't. But RP Allen still working the bottom very hard here, refuses to make that top lane work even harder, as he's got some help now on the bottom. Oh, he slides, gets tight off the corner, Tony, almost comes back up into traffic on the outside lane there.
I hate to interrupt, Matt, but I just got word. Haley checking in the live chat. Monster congratulations going out to Haley and Alex Murray. They had a baby boy.
Congratulations. That is phenomenal. You know, your first one is, you know, even more special. And so happy for him and his family. New addition to the family. You know, obviously that's a little extra motivation behind the steering wheel as well. New father. There you go, Tony. It doesn't get any better than that.
No, it absolutely doesn't. And, you know, happy to be able to bring that news to the masses. The man out of Concord now has an heir to the throne. And I can pretty much guarantee it didn't matter if it was going to be a boy or a girl. There was going to be an heir to the throne, no matter which gender the baby was born.
Yeah, Alex Murray's got someone to pass the Fury to, maybe even in real life on the racetrack. I'm sure we'll see him follow in his father's footsteps either way.
Hey, you can put a kid in a go-kart as early as age 5.
I know all about it until my mom found out my dad was doing it.
Well, think about this. Hang on to her.
Not to cut you off there, Tony. Go ahead.
But you can put a kid in a quarter midget as early as age 4.
Yeah, you can. It's funny you talk about the ABC walk-up plan, you know, as far as getting started with racing. And And my father would sneak me off and put me in go-karts around random tracks in the area until my mother found out. And I remember the day that she confronted him till this day. Endless to say, that was the end of my early childhood racing career, but still, my father made the attempt. Love him to death for it. But again, congratulations to Alex Murray, you know, his entire family, the new addition, and as you said, Tony, the heir to the iRacing and eSim sports throne has been born. Couldn't be happier for him and his family.
Oh, absolutely. But major thoughts. Haley, congratulations. I'm sure you're going to make a great mother. And Deb Harris, you're absolutely right. It is close racing out in front as we're going to go back to the front of this field as Heitman and Edstrom really start to heat things up. Those Fords just running stem to stern right now. As your top 6 all owned by Blue Ovals. RP Allen's Toyota back there is the first non-Blue Oval. And then you got Stein and Murray with Blue Ovals, and then 4 Chevys behind him in the form of Alex Princeton, Dave Krug Jr., Rodrigo Loga, and Aaron Mack.
The Ford force is in full effect here tonight, and why not? Detroit right up the road. You know, this is the battle of the manufacturers here, and Ford is representing big time, as you just said, Tony. Here comes some movement here up front. The 69 says, hey, it's my turn. I'm gonna big time contact, loose, wiggle, everything but a caution flag there, Tony.
How did Schneider not hit anything?
I have no idea. I mean, that's the third woulda, coulda, shoulda I've seen so far. I mean, that was an excellent piece of driving by
New
Schneider.
race leader.
New race leader, look who's back to the point. Prime time himself, RJ Root, Mr. Excitement. But I don't know how long that's going to be for Tony. Here comes the slingshot attempt, the 78.
Oh, Murray's around. Miller's around.
Caution. Oh, my goodness. He's getting full helicopter mode. Jeremy Miller, Prodigy Esports premier driver. Big time contact in that Ford Mustang, Tony. What went wrong?
Well, let's find out as we are taking a look. There you see that white and purple car back there. Oh, looks like netcode. Netcode was Bennett Allen. Oh my God.
Someone just went space shuttle status. I can't believe what I just seen, Tony. As we go here now to the blimp. Watch
with the 15 and 30.
This is just brutal.
I thought it was netcode at first. No, that was actual contact. Then, boom. Rodrigo Loga, nowhere to go, just annihilates Miller.
Okay, that was car parts that went space shuttle status. That's a little bit better. I thought a car went airborne and definitely seemed like it had the trajectory to get out of the catch fence, but that was parts of the car exploding.
This is what Loga saw. There's the initial incident.
Instant Bluetooth suspension. You've seen the tires and parts of the left front suspension components go flying upon impact. One of the Battle of Buenos Aires' own Rodrigo Loga, Tony, unfortunately, has a demolished race car here early. Of none of his doing, just simply at the wrong place at the right time, as we're now under our first caution of the evening.
And that was a hard hit. There is our first, thank God, this is a simulator moment of the night. This Miller, he's going to have to spend an extended amount of time on pit road trying to get that car. Well, they immediately bare bond the tailpiece back on.
Yeah,
how much suspension damage is there? That's the big question.
Right, and that's the hidden component we can't see, right, Tony? They
right.
Put the bare bond on that Mustang. You got to have some type of downforce here. Granted, they don't have much of a spoiler, as most of the downforce, as you've taught us over the course of the season, comes from the underside of this race car. But
as a matter of fact, there you see the spoiler. There's that metal strip And then if you can just barely make out the Lexan that goes over it, that's maybe a 3-inch wick. That's
If
not
you're
a
lucky.
lot. I mean, when you
No,
figure with the Gen 6s were here, we were running almost 10 inches of spoiler. And now they're running maybe 3.
yeah, you're right, Tony. That low horsepower, high downforce package they had, that wicker, you could see that thing clear as day. On this race car, if you blink, you miss it. You really got to squint to see if it's actually there.
True story. But the hell just happened to Brian Tarnowski?
What was that?
Uh,
Did Tarnowski just go?
I think Tarnowski just lost connection.
Well, Tony, we always say it's bigger and better in Michigan, and right off the bat, the action has been intense. The wrecks have been electrifying, and now a little piece of I didn't see that coming, as I'm not sure what happened to Tarnowski, but a car definitely went trucking by this field behind the pace car, well under caution, working lap 15.
Well, as we were talking during the pre-race, before I hit the go button like an idiot, we were talking about how the league cannot thank Brian Tarnowski enough as we race in his late wife's honor. Unfortunately, about a year and a half ago, we lost Stacy as she unfortunately lost her second battle with breast cancer. But Brian stepping up huge here to keep her memory strong as we race in her honor the Stacy Strong Cup Series, of course, named after Stacy Tarnowski. And we do ask that folks, if you're feeling generous, go on over to trisheshope.com. And any little bit you can donate will help. As far as the Trish's Hope Foundation goes, all the money that they bring in goes right back out to families that need it, that are battling cancer. Because sometimes, a family has to make a decision of, do we put groceries on the table this week, or do we pay the electric bill? Do we pay the phone bill this week to keep in contact with the doctors, or are we able to cover transportation to get to and from treatments? No family should have to make those choices, and that's where Trish's Hope comes in. It might only be $5, like a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or Tim Hortons or whatever your poison is there in the morning. One less cup of coffee a week to you, to me, to Matt, to RJ Root, to Derek Heitman, it all adds up. And your $5 and my $5 and his $5 and this guy's $5 and this person's $5 could put food on the table for a family for at least a couple of weeks. And that's where Trish's Hope comes in.
You said it best right there. And that's where the army of hope comes in, and that's you guys. As Tony said, don't think your donation doesn't matter. If everyone gave $1 that's currently watched the broadcast last week, that's easily going to pay for an electric bill, a car payment. Together we are better. Plus, that also lets them know, hey, we're with you. We're on your side. A little bit more encouragement, especially in a cancer battle, goes a long way. So join the army, be part of it, join the cause. Anything that you can donate, certainly greatly appreciated. And like you said, Tony, big shout out again to Brian Tarnowski for what he did during the month of July. And that was a big time move from a big time driver.
Absolutely. And all we ask is, if you do make that donation, use the hashtag StacyStrong, so that way Trish's Hope knows that this is where it came from. This league has been a big supporter of Trish's Hope for quite a while now, and let Trisha know that you care, folks. And That's all you got to do. Just use the hashtag Stacy Strong and make a donation. Every little bit helps. You know, $1, $5. If you're feeling really generous, $10. And it is a tax write-off at the end of the year.
Well said, Tony. And you know, this league has come together. We've done special events, you know, for different charities, and our audience, you guys watching right now, have turned out big time, and that's how the iRacing community comes together. As we still see those lights on the pace car, field re-racked, restacked once again, Tony. Track temp right now hovering north of the century mark, 116 degrees. As you like to say, the water drain at 44%, 78 degrees ambient air temp. These cars are going to be making all the power.
Absolutely. Light finally going out on the pace car. Heitman has the button. Electing to take the inside lane. RJ Root going to start to his outside. It's an all P1 coffee outside row. And an all Brandon's lasers inside.
Well, as far as the coffee goes, let's see who's got the beans on this restart. I'm liking RJ Root's approach here. I like the outside. Now, that could change later on throughout the course of the race, but I'm liking where RJ Root is right now, sitting there on the outside of row number one.
Even though Heitman has the button.
Correct. Heitman is the leader. The restart is on him, but I do think RJ Root has the best. He's in the best position and primed to take the lead here as we wait for this pace car to pull down pit road. Let's get these boys back to some green flag racing action right here on SRM.
Pace car is in. Heitman leads him into the Geico restart zone one more time.
Green flag back in the air. Heitman making a liar out of me as RJ Root did not get the restart he wanted. That's going to give him the lead. It's a side-by-side dogfight for second. Look at the 78 now take the early advantage here, but here comes the 68 of RJ Root. He's got all the momentum on the
leaning
top
on
side.
each other.
Short track style at over 160 miles an hour, 3 wide, going down the backstretch.
Well,
sending it into the 3 and 4 complex.
This is one of those few tracks that we go to where I don't cringe when I see 3 wide, especially with the group that was 3 wide, because you know there's a lot of skill up there in the front. Matter of fact, the average iRating of your top 5, 5,320.
That is up there.
Yeah.
And you're right, Tony. Usually you and I see 3 wide, like at Richmond per se, we automatically just start to cringe and our blood pressure probably doubles. Here at Michigan, these boys up front could probably pull off 4 wide. That's how good the talent level is.
Yeah, let's not try that ever.
But they probably could.
I just don't want to see it if they do. Right now, Schneider and Heitman running door to door for first place. Edstrom and Root slugging it out for third. A lot of battling going out up here in the front as they are a complete Noah's Ark at the front of this piece. 2x2 as deep as you can go.
Yeah, 2x2 Noah's Ark, and they're still in a full-deck World War II style trench warfare out there on the racetrack right now. You see all these Fords. Hey, not only are they on the same manufacturer side, a lot of these guys are teammates or affiliated, and they're still dogfighting. Here comes the 0-2 of Schneider on the bottom. He's got his car in the lead right now at the moment. Started from the pole, currently holds P1. But RJ Root does not have the run this time. The help goes to the top side. Here comes Heitman with Schneider. Make that a 3-car tango going down the backstretch.
Alex Murray moving up on his own there. RJ Root now pinned to the outside. Got to flirt with the marbles. Heitman is going to
Oh.
lead this lap, though. Is there 3 wide behind him? Oh, my goodness. And I lied. Samuelson is here.
And there's Samuelson in the 81. Must have snuck in the back door at the last moment. But nonetheless, puts that Ford Mustang in competition as he literally just smears up in front of the 31 of Mack. How did Aaron Mack not get into the back of Samuelson?
Your guess is as good as mine. As we got some big movers there. Samuelson sitting plus 25. Aaron Mack sitting plus 13. Jeff Carson sitting plus 19. That's 7th, 8th, and 9th, respectively.
Yeah, hard battles being fought all over this racetrack right now, especially inside the top 10. Almost 3 wide there again as everyone gets strung out single file. You got to take advantage of that draft, Tony. If you say double file down these straight segments of this racetrack, you're just asking to draw all the attention in from the competitors behind you. They'll be on you in no time. So you really got to keep mind of that. As you see now, the 81 going back to work on the 19 as they're side by side at the start-finish line, hauling off to the 1.
Samuelson and Alex Princeton going door to door now is a complete just cluster at the front of this piece. Good grief, boys.
In the words of Ozzy Osbourne, crazy train. And I don't think that does it justice right now. It's lights out as these guys are running. RP Allen is getting all the bull out of that race car right now. He's working the top side. Big time move there. Big lane shuffle there. Is RP Allen. It's a great run. Oh, here comes the squeeze job again from the 22. He's going to slide up at the last minute. Tony, these guys are teammates or affiliated one way or the other. And it's like Tyson versus Ali out there right now. Big wiggle. The sandwich. Oh, RP gets dumped into the wall. He's sideways. Aaron Mack slaps him. Caution back out on the racetrack. Tony, we can see that one coming.
We could, and that actually started.
Was that 4 wide, Tony?
It was 4 wide. That was 4 wide.
Well, they almost pulled.
No, they didn't. Of course, my timing and scoring goes haywire. Let's take a quick look at what happened to Nick Stein. As the 80 Deuce having issues. Not quite on pace. And that car is hella loose. Coming through 3. Loops it. And takes it pit side immediately.
Heartbreak again.
And that no sooner happened than this happened.
Yeah, we got calamity all over the racetrack, Tony. This big clog up front. This insane heavyweight, high-octane bout at the front of the field. It just starts...
Yeah, they were 4 wide. Alex Princeton decided to take it 4 wide. RJ Root couldn't give any room to Edstrom. RP Allen, unfortunately, caught on the outside and just gets annihilated.
As, unfortunately, RP Allen was the recipient of a 200 mile per hour ping pong battle as he ricocheted off multiple cars and then gets finished off by a slap from Mack in the 31, who had absolutely nowhere to go.
This. Okay, we're going to go back and take a look at that one from Jeff
Carson's
Carson.
in it too.
Or not. I thought he missed it.
Jeff comes back and clocks Mack back after him. Tony, the usual suspects, unfortunately, in the big one early.
Oh, God.
I hate it for these guys. I am heartbroken.
Dodged
by
the first one.
time.
Dodged the first one, couldn't dodge the second one. As a matter of fact, let's go on board. This is from the roof of Jeff Carson.
Oh my. To just escape instant simulation death like that, only to have. Oh, that would only happen to Jeff Carson, Tony.
Or me.
I
Yeah.
mean, you're talking about a man that purposely pit starts to avoid carnage at times. He gets a massive gift, and then it's taken away seconds later as he catches Aaron Mack to the face twice.
Unbelievable. Working lap 29 here of 200. As we are going to have a stage break at lap 45, so something to be mindful of. 7 total sets of tires to get them through this evening. So the set that they qualified on is the set they had to start the race on. And then they're laying 6 additional sets in the pits. And so far, nobody at the front of this piece has come down pit road for service. Matter of fact, the first driver to have done so is going to be Matt White in 48.
Yeah, Matt White there, he could be sitting in a prime position right now as everyone at the front of this piece, I mean, they were fighting like it was one to go. You know they had to use up some of those Goodyear Eagles. Watch to see if that 48 can capitalize as that pace car pulls off. Waiting for Schneider. He's going to have the button in the Geico restart zone. That Shelby GT500 is going to fire off. Tries to time it with RJ Root and does it successfully. Schneider and Root able to get away, but they have another trio of cars. Here comes Heitman right behind him, but great drafting work. That Ford Mustang, you can really get up there and push probably better than the Toyota or the Camaro, and they just did a perfect execution. Is RJ Root currently in second in the 02 out there with that Shelby GT500 front on the grill. I absolutely love that race car. Continues to carry the torch, picking right up where they left off.
They are picking them up where they left off. Here comes White on the fresher tires. He came down on lap 15, so 15 lap newer tires than anybody around him. So from 6th to 3rd in about a lap.
Yeah, I knew that was probably going to be a huge advantage for White, and you're seeing it right now. He can basically make that car stick wherever he wants to, as he easily now is able to match the pace of RJ Root. It's a side-by-side, door-to-door drag race going into the 3-4 complex. Root gets a little loose. White sends it all the way downstairs, trying to get the run on the bottom. Watch for the slider here. He does not. He continues to keep it about a half lane down, trying to squeeze in between, but there is no room as here comes Root to fill the gap.
Root just pushing on Jacob Schneider right now as Schneider continues to show the way. Root and White still door to door for this battle for second place, as we are less than 15 laps to go here in stage 1. And every point counts here moving forward, folks, because after tonight we've only got Watkins Glen, the Indy Road Course, and Daytona at night coming up.
Schneider in the wall.
Schneider bangs the wall, and Matt, I don't even know where to point the cameras at this point. There's so much action going on, especially at the front of this field.
There's action everywhere, Tony. We could have
new race lead.
New race lead. Matt White to the front, as I suspected would be the case, but he had to work for it. RJ and company did not make it easy, as now you can see Schneider and RJ working together there, with a little team draft action going on. And Tony, getting back to what you were saying about the schedule, I mean, can it get any more difficult from here until we hit that ever so critical cutoff for the playoffs?
Well, I mean, you've got 2 road courses and a plate track, so consider them all wild cards at this point. You know, especially the Glen, because it races like a reversal, well, if you really think about it. But, you know, there's still a ton of racing action left in the regular season. Still a lot of points to be gathered and gained, but Indy is going to be the difficult one because that is a very unforgiving road course.
Yeah, Indy is very unforgiving. And Watkins Glen is like the super speedway of road courses, if you ask me, and is very unforgiving if you blow a corner. So 2 very technical road courses that are very different.
Whoa!
Oh, RJ Root goes drift mode and saves it, smoke show and all. Here comes Samuelson. He's going to stuff it in there 3 wide. Got scary really quick. RJ Root able to reel it back in. Is Tony, that caution did not scare these boys up front. I mean, they are literally bump drafting on lap 36.
They are at that, as right now the 21 of Miller Bond sits plus 25. He's in second place. Right behind him in that other Ford, I see 81 of Ryan Samuelson. He's plus 29.
29 spots in 36 laps.
Yep.
How? I mean, we see these drivers do it, but that's a new level. 29 spots in 36 laps. I mean, Ryan Samuelson has lit the missile in that race car and has just absolutely blistered his way through the field. Miller Bond's newcomer to the league as well out there right now in front, having a great showing, but Samuel says that, my time, buddy. He's going to pull it down. Check it side-by-side drag race, throwing a John Force special into the corner here. Samuelson's going to hold that line, really try to work the bottom of that racetrack, the shortest way around the track, slides up in front of the 21. Check the box all the way to the front. From worst to first, Samuelson to the lead.
That's in second, bud. Matt White's already checked out.
Tony Trapasso, thank you for that. We found the one screen right now and trying to cover everything off of
no problem
camera. So thank you for that, Tony. You would have thought that was the battle for the lead, though.
Oh yeah.
As Matt White is in another country, he has completely walked out away from that battle. As those new tires prevailing on the 48, he's been able to check out of Dodge.
And here comes Alex Murray, who just under that last caution came down to get some tires put on.
Here comes Alex Murray. He's going to pull the trigger here.
Makes that move on Samuelson look just that easy.
Well, when you pull that move, Tony, you really got to hope 2 things happen. The car sticks when you come up to the top, because if it doesn't, you're going to tank slap that outside retaining wall. And 2, if there's competition behind you, you better hope they let you in, because if not, you're going to go for a ride and you'll regret it every rest of every lap of this race as you're sitting in the hauler wishing you were still out there if it goes wrong.
Now, the big question is, does Murray have enough time to catch White, as we are 5 to go in the stage?
The Fury man, anytime he is on the racetrack, Tony, anything is possible. Inside, that with the driver of the 22, Murray in that race car. Such an awesome raw talent. We've seen him perform and execute at extremely high levels, all different types of racing surfaces, and against some of the best in the business that are featured right here in the Stacy Strong Cup Series. Murray's in second. I never count him out. Even with, White on the fresher tires.
Crap.
Caution on the racetrack. That should be the stage, though, correct?
I would assume so.
Yes.
Oh, no. It's Miller Bonds. It's Heitman and Schneider around him.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Good night. Oh!
My. Tony,
It'd be
you play
Ron
hockey.
Fitting to just cut a race car to the face.
Yeah, he's gonna need a new grill. And if you play hockey or watch hockey, you know exactly what I'm talking about with taking a shot like that.
Mm-hmm. I've taken a couple of shots like that, and I do need a new grill.
Well, that's the second time tonight, Tony. We're glad this is a sim and not actually in real life.
True story.
That was big.
So how about Matt White?
Matt White with the right call to win stage 1.
At least I believe that's the stage. Matt, if you could jump down and ask Chris Claude for confirmation on that, that would be awesome.
I can do that, Tony. Just give me an extra few seconds since I'm on one screen. Thank you.
So with that caution, we're going to step away, pay a couple of bills, and we'll be back right after this. Back at Michigan, Matt checking in with race control saying that this is going to end up being a one-lap shootout for all the marbles of stage 1. This is going to get good, folks. So you definitely don't want to miss a moment of action. Matt White, Alex Murray, Ryan Samuelson, Alex Princeton, RJ Root, Cody Colley, Brandon Edstrom, Bennett Allen, Mark Johnson, and Nathaniel Spomer. Currently your top 10 as we sit. Lights are out on the pace car, and it is going to be a one-lap dash for the cash. Can Murray hang on? Or does Murray have enough? Can White hang on? Question. As you're looking at about a 12-lap difference in tires, Murray with the tire advantage at this point. Alex Princeton still on the set he started the race with. Ryan Samuelson was down on 13. Whereas Princeton, Root, Edstrom, and Allen are all on their original set of tires. Cody Colley, who is your biggest mover at plus 30, was down on lap 13. There you see that Superflow Chevy on the outside of the second lane. Or outside of the third row, I should say. Here we go. Field working its way through the 3-4 complex. This is going to get fun, folks. We're either going to see checkers or wreckers. The way these guys have been running, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the wreckers come out before that green and white checker flies.
I got it back, Tony.
Green flag is out. White yanks the trigger, and we are back underway. The battle right now is between Samuelson in the 81 and Murray in the double deuce. And they're 3 wide with RJ Root right now. Edstrom shoots it up through the gap. Root's now going to lose a couple of spots as he's getting a freight train down that outside lane, finally able to squeeze in right in front of Cody Colley. Bennett Allen on a good recovery drive as well. Coming out of turn number 4, green and white checkered flag is in the air. White, it's pretty much academic. White, your winner.
After a thrilling one-lap shootout for the stage, White called it right. With those tires, those Goodyear Eagles on that 48, gets him the dub in the stage. But Tony, 1 down, 2 to go. We've seen White be really streaky at times. Can he continue this success over the course of the whole race tonight?
Only time's going to tell. But
he's been so close at times. In fact, so many times. Just things at the end sometimes didn't go his way, but without question, there is some speed underneath the hood of that Ford Mustang.
There is. And as the field catching the pace car, we're going to step away, pay a couple of bills, and we'll be back right after this. And we are back in the Irish Hills of Michigan. Stage 1 in the books. And Matt, I believe you've got the man who won Stage 1 with you now.
Matt White, Matt and Tony up in the booth. You got me, bud.
Gotcha. How you doing?
Hey, we're doing good. How's that hot rod doing? That's my question for you, my good sir.
I mean, yeah, it's doing pretty good, actually. I was surprised that it had so much speed after everything there. Toe was knocked out quite a bit. It still is knocked out quite a bit, so hopefully we got something going here.
Well, I'll tell you what, Toe knocked out. That car is bad fast right now. Can you keep it up there in that track position? You got what it takes to bring it home tonight through almost 50 laps of competition.
I mean, I think we're competitive. Hopefully we can bring home a top 5. I don't know if we're going to be able to win the race, but we'll see some differing strategies here. I think Alex didn't take any tires Jake didn't take any tires, so it'll be interesting to see what the strategies play out.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for your time, Matt. We'll let you get back to racing here. Good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing.
Yeah, you too.
Well, there you heard it. He's got some toe issues on that beast. But Jeremy Miller took 4. Looks like Jacob Schneider got some damage repair. He's spending a little extra time on pit road there by about 10 seconds. Tim Cook took 4. Lauren Jones took 4. And all those guys, oh, that's what it was. Those guys came down on lap 42 to caution just before the stage break. So your top 6 all electing to stay out. Alex Murray, Brandon Edstrom, Matt White, all coming down. And he's right, Alex Murray, fuel only.
Yeah, at first I was a little thrown off, but now I'm seeing what you're seeing, Tony. And he's right. There is strategy being dealt and laid all over the place early in this one.
It's early enough that you could still get away with it, as we're only a quarter of the way through this piece. Working lap 50 of 200 here tonight. As Jeremy Miller, who was involved in a big one to bring out caution number 1. And that car doesn't look much the worse for wear.
No, we've seen much worse, haven't we, Tony?
We have, but you got to wonder, how well is that bare bond going to hold that back end of that car on?
Well, we know one thing. This car generates a lot of turbulence. You're right. That bare bond is going to be put to the test. Hopefully, it can go the distance here this evening.
And for those of you wondering what we're talking about when we say bare bond, it's essentially a 2 foot by 2 foot sheet of duct tape. That's the best way I can describe it.
Duct tape on steroids, exactly.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we used to make our own where we'd weave duct tape. We'd put about 10 strips down and then 10 strips across, and then kind of weave them in and out of each other to make sure everything held. But right now, Miller getting a good getaway. Schneider staying with him. And why is that still up? There we go.
You know, speaking of Schneider, Tony, I don't know how you come. Whoa, we'll come back to that. There is a cluster of cars here. Lauren Jones in the hot Cheetos. He is just ahead of the Hornet's Nest here as he was able to escape. All caution back on the racetrack, lap 51.
Absolutely, and it came out, I believe, for Brian Tarnowski being completely perpendicular to the racing line. Keep your eye on the Stacy Strong, number 28 there on the low side, that pink and blue car. 3-wide situation. Oh, yeah, Brian just got turned.
Yeah, Tarnowski got a little help there, definitely. A little tarnish, little paint rubbing his racing, but
let's watch that again.
Said, Tony.
The 91 of Zach Vaughn is going to get a run on the outside. The 60 is going to come down into Tarnowski and turn Tarnowski up into the 91. And that's what brought that caution out. Let's try that again.
And now I know why those cars were just racked and stacked on top of each other in the way they were. Miller's going to have to do it all over again here. The thriller on the restarts especially. Ryko performance under that in the chassis of that race car as always. And he always gets the good out of these race cars each and every Sunday night. See if he can do it again. As he was able to get away from Schneider. You know, getting back to what I was saying about Schneider, I mean, I couldn't think of a better way to come onto the scene in the Stacy Strong Cup Series than Jacob Schneider. The man has literally caught fire from the moment he landed in the Discord. Already been to victory lane. I mean, this dude is red hot at the right time.
Yeah, he absolutely is. It's kind of a shame that he didn't start until well deep into the season. Currently not in the top 35 in points, so he's not eligible to participate in the playoffs yet. But
you almost hope with the way he's been running that he finds a way mathematically to get in the top 35, because if he does, he's in it. The biggest thing right now, as you said, Tony, he wasn't here from the rip, and now he's ineligible because of that stipulation outside of the top 35 in points looking in.
With a good finish here tonight, it's highly doable. Matter of fact, it's very doable. If he gets another podium finish, he's going to end up in the top 32. Or at least knocking on the door, and then a good finish on the road courses, and he's in. So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on Jacob Schneider over the next couple of weeks in the Zero Deuce, because there's a good possibility that he could bump one of these guys that currently sits in the top 16 out.
Now you're reading my mind, Tony. That's exactly it. In Schneider's, like I said, everything is falling his way. The dominoes are all going in the right direction for him.
Actually, no, I take that back. He doesn't have the minimum starts needed. Does not have them.
Good news, and then the bad news. Nonetheless, Jacob Schneider knows how to make an entrance.
Absolutely does. Putting this field on notice that he's going to be one of the ones to contend with next season.
Yeah, 100%, 100% for certain. I mean, he has been just a podium brush hog. I mean, since he's joined the league. He's been there every week.
Mm-hmm.
Lights go out on the pace car. Track temp still hovering north of the century mark, 113 degrees. That's why you see these boys slipping and sliding out there, but they don't care. They are in it full send to win it tonight. Pace car pulls off. Miller's going to have the button. Can he get away? They hit the Geico restart zone. He's going to stand on the loud pedal. Able to break away from Schneider and company as he retains the lead, carries the torch player off into turns 1 and 2. Green flag back in the air, working lap 55.
And we're 3 wide again. RJ Rude on the bottom shelf, digging for all he's worth. These guys don't know the meaning of the word take it easy.
Oh, that Cheetos Lawrence Jones was sandwiched in the middle, able to navigate his way out of that. Great piece of driving there by Lawrence Jones in the 11 and he's in the 22. Miller going to the top side of the racetrack.
And from about fifth on back, it's a complete Waffle House situation in the corners. As the track is scattered, smothered, and covered all the way across it. As people trying to find what lane works best for them. Lawrence Jones a little bit squirrely in the middle of 1 and 2.
Yeah, very squirrely in the middle of 1 and 2.
Oh!
Contact. Hold your breath, get skinny.
Jones and Colley banging fenders there, and here comes Rich Jett looking up through the middle. Going to stick with his Chevy stablemate. That's Colley and Jett, both trying to work by Jones. Jones with zero help right now. And by the way, this isn't even inside the top 10.
Nope, like you said earlier, Tony, we don't have enough cameramen out there to cover all the action on the racetrack right now. As Godzilla's starting to eat, he's getting hungry. We know Jet's been getting hot too as well. He's been, carrying the bow ties at times. We talked to him just a couple of weeks ago in that 77 ride. Look for him to come to the front. Cody Colley there as well. There's the 09. We've seen these Camaros at time to be able to penetrate that iron curtain or the shield of the Fords. Timothy Cook now inside the top 5, Tony, up 28 spots. First bow tie inside the top 5 today.
And he is by far your biggest mover at plus 28, sitting there in 5th. And he's just biding his time right now. One of the guys that didn't come down under the stage caution had come down previous to that, gave up stage points to get track position as he knew everybody else was coming down on the stage. And right now, he's holding strong in 5th, but he's got Derek Heitman all over his back bumper.
Yeah, just who you don't want to see on your back bumper if you're on old shoes. Derek Heitman in that 78. But Cook's doing a great job on those old Goodyear Eagles right now. As we check the speeds, almost, I believe that jumped over 200 miles an hour there for a moment, but still.
About 197, but yeah.
Oh, Heitman had to go up the hill there a little bit to stay out of the back of Jeremy Miller in the 30. As he had a lot of help from Heitman in that 78 all over the back of that Camaro. Again, this going on just inside the top 5. Ooh, the 9 gets a little squirrely there, Tony. And then, if that wasn't enough action for you, oh, we're still banging up here. The 71 comes up, gives a love tap to Samuelson in the 81. Tony, you would think it was one to go.
This is a caution flag waiting to happen.
We've seen this. We know what happens. We've seen this a couple times already.
And they're starting to get into that diamond formation that both you and Dave Regal hate.
Yeah, we're not a fan of the diamond formation because we know what happens. 71 doing the bourbon swerve there previously. Almost 3 wide there. Oh, someone's up in the meat. Samuelson. Could not get that Mustang out of that safer barrier, Tony. That's
I think he held it up there until the parade went by. Let's watch this again and see if we can pick out what happened.
Kind of looked like he popped the tire. The car just took off. And you're right, Tony. Keeps it up in the wall to avoid the parade. Great heads-up driving there. We go on board now.
That was netcode.
It was something because the way the car just, reacted. It reacted like it had help, but...
Watch this. There is enough room for you and I to walk side by side.
Netcode.
Pure netcode.
That's why the car jerked like that.
Mm-hmm.
Samuelson bitten by the uncontrollable force. The dark matter of iRacing netcode puts him in the wall and in the wall hard. Caution back out on the racetrack, now working lap 61.
And you were watching Coast to Coast AM with Matt and Tony. You remember that show on the radio?
I do.
Yeah. I miss Art Bell.
Watch now the crew go to work on Samuelson's race car, what's left of it. Schneider continues to lead here from the Irish Hills of Michigan. Those Fords continue to have a stronghold on the top 5. Timothy Cook, the first person to pierce the veil, but lost that spot to Heitman. First Chevrolet in line in 6th, but the help is coming. Once you get past Bennett Allen, you got Alex Princeton in 8th, Dave Few Jr. in 9th, Cody Colley in 10th, up 26 spots. So right on cue, the Chevrolet Brigade, they're on the right track. They're coming.
They are. And one of the best turnouts for Chevys that we've seen in quite a while here.
You ain't wrong.
As a matter of fact, I'm looking in the top 12. We've got 5 Toyotas in the top 12. 6 in the top 14. And your highest running Yoda is back there in 16th with Matt Mackin. The 01 currently sitting in 16th spot plus 18. Definitely not having the qualifying attempt he was hoping for, but he's hanging in there.
Oh, he's doing a great job of hanging in there. And remember, he was involved in that massive melee, that wreck fest that broke out, able to get some repairs done on that race car. And you're right, Tony, he's doing an excellent job holding on there. And we're leaving that 16th place position, highest running Toyota in the field right now. You engage the flux capacitor, go back to the beginning of the season. I never would have thought I would use those words when referring to the Stacy Strong Cup Series.
What words?
Just how far, few, and in between the Toyotas are, how they've thinned out.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, if you had said that here in the opening few segments of the season, I would have told you were nuts.
Bingo.
As a matter of fact, there is only 2 Toyotas still running. And that is Matt Mackin in the 01, who's currently sitting 15th. And the man who's got the last spot in the top 10, or top 20, the 10 of Chris Claude, is the only other Toyota here. Still on track.
Yeah, the winds of change blowing strong here at the manufacturer level here in the Stacy Strong Cup Series. I mean, you couldn't get away from a Toyota if you tried at Daytona. Not the case now.
Rack him, stack him, and try it again. Schneider and Root getting back to lead him back to green here. Did Miller just spin the tires?
I thought for a second he did, but then again, how is he able to retain his position there on the racetrack?
If he did, he caught it quick.
Exactly. Quicker than anyone I've ever seen.
Remember what we were saying about those 5 Chevys in the top 10? They are running 7th through 11th right now. So all the Chevys have kind of ganged up. They get teamed up. Look for them to start walking forward.
And that's exactly what they need to do. Is RJ Root 69 Primetime himself looking for the torch to be passed from Schneider to RJ Root? Not able to clear. He's going to take it all the way down to the bottom, trying to break that draft from the top. He's going to try to come up in side draft, but Schneider is still there. RJ is going to clear, diving it deep down into the corner. He's going to pull the old slide job on his teammate. He is. Slides up in front of Schneider. Schneider burps the throttle. And just like that, Primetime to the front. RJ Root with his first lead of the day.
RJ Root leading his first lap here on lap 68. But that is an angry pack of Hornets behind him. And here comes Alex Princeton looking to make some moves on the top side. He's got Tim Cook there with him. And never count out Cody Colley, their biggest mover at plus 27 there back in 9th.
Speaking of biggest mover, you got him I mean, stem to stern right now. You got Timothy Cook in 8th, who's plus 25. And then you got the Chevrolet of Cody Colley, as you just mentioned, up 27 spots. So the Chevrolets are doing what they need to do here. They've teamed up, they've mounted up, but how deep can they penetrate into that Ford stranglehold on the front of this field? As these guys are really mixing it up right now, hard and heavy. It's hot and heavy at the front. 78 all over the 15 here, who I believe Bennett Allen working real hard inside that race car. He got loose a couple times there throughout that course of that throughout that corner. He's able to get it pointed back straight. And here comes the 9 of Timothy Cook all over the back of Alex Princeton. As Princeton gets a great run into the corner, almost had to jump on the binders a little bit to prevent from getting in the car in front of him.
And Bennett Allen almost just had a big moment. He was trying to come up. Oh!
Whoa!
Heitman having to take evasive action there.
Was that evasive action, or was that darting up to make a move?
No, that was trying to avoid running Bennett Allen flat the hell over.
Wow.
And it looks like we've got more problems with Miller Bonds.
Trouble continues for Bonds after having a great start here. Look at this. Went south of sideways quick, fast, in a hurry for the driver of the number 21.
Oh. Ken Ron got into him.
Voodoo cloud just looms over your race car and your team. It just keeps on coming and is relentless. Just ask Aaron Mack about that.
Happened? What the hell just happened?
I didn't see it, so I don't want to speculate.
Ah, crap.
Repairs being done to the 21.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. are back, and just as the green flag comes back out, Heitman getting a good jump to take over the lead.
Now, Heitman got a great jump there on the restart. 3 wide, waiting no time. Bennett Allen there on the bottom. He is painted right on that yellow line around the bottom of the racetrack. Look at this crazy train of cars. This is a hornet's nest at almost 200 miles an hour. Side by side, inches apart. There goes Princeton. How did he save that race car? Oh, hold on to it, buddy. What a save by Princeton in the 19.
Save of the night, and we came back just in time to watch it. Good grief.
Unbelievable piece of driving from Alex Princeton. Mind you, he probably needs a new race suit, but still. Well, Rubbin's late racing. Bennett Allen's leaning on him. 74's leaning right back from Estrom.
And Chris Claude working his way into the top 10 now. There is the 10, currently sitting +9 in ninth.
And you know he hates being behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless.
Bennett Allen taking a big swing at it down the front chute.
Oh, yeah, he dialed it up full send. Made it stick, made it work. Big time move from Bennett Allen. Oh, now here comes. Oh, that got close. The 71 in trouble. Off the racing surface, able to save it. Not make contact with the inside safer barrier.
He didn't hit a thing.
No. 2 incredible saves back to back.
Little hip check from Rafael Rodriguez, and how he didn't tag that safer barrier on the inside of the track, I'll never know.
He money shifted it down to second with the clutch, stood on it. You seen those tires laid up at the 4th of July, and by a sheer miracle, kept it off the inside safer barrier.
And something just happened with Tanner Marty in the 29. Now, Tanner needed a good finish here.
Oh, no, the broadcaster's curse strikes again. Tanner Marty. Oh, it almost saved it. Caught the grass at the last second and instantly brings it to the...
However, somehow we stay green.
Green.
No idea how, but we stay green.
What has just transpired over the last 3 minutes?
All hell has broken loose.
The saves are large and in charge, though. I mean, that's a highlight. That 2 of those are probably on the all-time
highlight of the season. The hell off into turn number 1 at 200 miles an hour. Cody Colley fighting for 3rd with Brandon Edstrom. Ooh, the Superflow Chevy getting a little squirrely.
Cody Colley in the 56. Now trying to point that Chevrolet Camaro inside the top 4. He's made that threshold up to 5th, up 31 spots, not 12, not 21, 31 positions. He's side by side going up against RJ Root. RJ Root up top where Mama likes to hide the cookies. Cody Colley, he is scavenging on the bottom right now, making it work too. Able to get around RJ, now has his sights sent on the Ford Mustang of Bennett Allen. Is Colley up to 4th.
We are 40 to go in this stage. Still plenty of racing left. And you got to wonder, how long can these guys go on a tank to go fast? I mean, ideally, you're looking probably the entire way. But then again, I've been wrong before.
Tony, we've both been wrong plenty of times. If these guys have proved us have totally performed miracles on the racetrack. over the course of the season. You to watch Cody Colley here on his march to the front. Guess who's behind him? Chris Claude in the 10. The 10 with some 5G flex. He's got some power in that bad boy tonight. He's got some speed.
Well, I mean, we talked to Chris a couple weeks ago when he first broke out the Verizon paint scheme. He said he was going to run it till he stopped getting top 10s, and he's finished well in the top 10 the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and he's really had to claw and work for him, too. They haven't come easy. I mean, he's had trouble early, damage to the race car, and he has had to fight and claw each and every lap. But he has done so. We continue to see 5G all over that TRD Camry, and he is going places, in the words of Toyota. All over the back of Cody Colley, trying to help his march forward.
Leaning on Edstrom right now.
Oh, he got tight. He got loose.
So loosey, tighty, kind of like driving an old log wagon.
Out there in an Olds 88.
We go back a little bit, and there is the angry nest of hornets.
One man you don't want to see in the angry nest of hornets, Journey Miller in the 30. But he is right there in the thick of it. So is the 02 Schneider. He's there as well. RJ Root in front of them.
And leading the charge is your points leader. There's Alex Murray leading that group.
These guys are it's trench warfare out there, almost 200 miles an hour right now.
You're not wrong. These guys are flat picking them up and laying them down right now.
Gavaja Holt, he is up on the wheel in that race car right now. Hashtag no lift. And he is really getting after it. Oh, he comes up, lightly makes contact there with the 19 of Princeton. Has a big amount of momentum, wound up with some help from the 55 of Spoomer. None of these drivers have it. They don't have any real estate to work with in order to catch a breath. They're literally, I mean, in a slugfest right now.
Oh, absolutely.
This is incredible.
You are watching the Stacy Strong Cup Series, round number 22 here from Brooklyn, Michigan. This is, after tonight, it'll be 3 races left. He's Matt Mettler. I'm Tony Chapasso. Thank you so much for being a part of your Sunday afternoon and early evening. Let us know who you're rooting for in the live chat. And if you haven't done so already, give the video a thumbs up. It really does help share it around the YouTube algorithm. The more thumbs up a video gets, the more likely it is to be shared on someone's. Oh, we got problems.
Gavaja Holt gets through the mayhem. Others not so lucky.
Tim Cook just got sent.
And that's going to cook off just in front of Chris Claude, or he was in it. He started it. Chris Claude in it.
Let's watch that again.
10.
See, the 30, the 10, the 09, and the 19. They were the major culprits here. And Chris Claude is in a 3-wide situation, and I don't think he realized it. The 9 and the 19 making big contact. I didn't see quite who that was that got yeeted down to the inside. Let's go back and see if we can see who it was. It may have been Kavaja Holt. No, it wasn't. Who the heck was that?
I'm trying to figure that out as well, Tony.
Here we are watching it at half speed. Hopefully we can pick up who's who and what's what. Oh, it was the 55. I don't even have a 55.
Oh, Nate Spoomer. Nathaniel Spoomer is being shown in the 55.
Yep, there he is. That Rogue Energy 55, and he didn't hit anything either.
Fortunately, Chris Claude, Timothy Cook did.
So the 19 of Princeton, and that puts us back under caution. Which caution are we? Survey says 9th. Well, getting back to what we were talking about, give these videos a thumbs up. It really does help share them with the YouTube algorithm. Lets us know that you appreciate what we're doing, and excuse me. The more thumbs up a video gets, the more likely it is to be shared on someone's homepage when they log into the YouTube account of, hey, you might like to watch this. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action here on Racing Media, as we do have racing 7 nights a week now. Most of the time it's double, triple, and quadruple headers every night of the week. But you are watching the only game in town here tonight, as all eyes are on the Stacy Strong Cup Series, round number 22 from Brooklyn, Michigan. He's Matt Metler. I'm Tony Shapasso. Thank you so much for making us part of your Sunday evening. Lights have gone out on the iRacing pace car. Root going to lead us back to green. Murray up there as well. Edstrom, Schneider, Miller, Kavaja Holt, Cody Colley, your highest running Chevy, in 7th at plus 29. Bennett Allen, Lauren Jones, and Rich Jett rounding out your top 10.
Yeah, the Fords have split the Chevrolets back up again. Got to see if they can mount back up and get and start working together again. That formula was working for them. The Fords in those last couple incidences out there on the racetrack have separated the Chevrolet brigade. Because now you have primetime RJ Root and Mr. Fury himself, Alex, in the 22 on the front row. Pace car is going to pull off. Do a little restart Alex Murray RJ style on the front row in the Geico restart zone. 69 drops the hammer, drops the gear, and we are back under green. Lap 91 being written in the books right now as the Fords retake the top 5 spots through 91 laps of competition. RJ Root out in front.
RJ Root out front as Edstrom makes a move on Murray to get up into 2nd. So your top 3 in points are running reverse of how they are in points on the track, as here comes Edstrom sending one in on Murray through 3 and 4.
Oh, he sent it in there. He tried to make it stick, and he does. Just didn't quite have the momentum to pull that pass off. Edstrom going to park it right back in 2nd. But look who's got the run. Alex Murray. Now he's going to take it to the bottom. Can he get the advantage over Murray? Oh, he gets tight, comes up the racetrack. About clips his teammate, or they made late contact. The O2 gets loose off the bottom. That's Schneider. And look at that Look at that ripple trickle all the way back throughout the top 5. As here comes now the 15 charging hard. He sent it in from outfield. Oh, you got to be careful with that. We know what happens when you try to funnel 3 wide off the... Oh.
These guys are racing like it's lap 192 instead of just 92.
All race long.
Oh! Heitman, what are you doing?
He's hyped up. He's driving like there's no tomorrow. Everyone is.
Good
30. I mean, here comes Miller. Shooting the gap. Plastered all over the back of Heitman. You could have said those cars were welded together. I mean, they were literally nose to tail.
Battle for the lead. Bennett Allen, RJ Root going after each other.
Bennett Allen taking it all the way down inside the white line, taking it way off the racing surface. You got to be careful when you do that because it gets bumpy down there. As Bennett Allen puts on a big-time move on a big-time driver, Raymond Root. Bennett Allen back to the point, but has to come up and defend. Throws the block on 69 time. Bennett Allen in the 15. First opportunity to lead. He is out in front, piloting this crazy train right now as the swarm continues to thrive behind him.
Showing why he is your defending Monday night Xfinity Series champion. Making the move up here to the Cup Series. Heitman and Edstrom going door to door now. And ladies and gentlemen, we are having a severe thunderstorm up here where I am, so please bear with us as the connection might get a little hectic here.
Tony, you're thinking what I'm thinking. You know I'm a storm chaser just to shift gears, and I was just going to give you a heads up that you had multiple bogeys inbound, so stay safe, Tony. As Tony's weather is getting ready to match the action here in Michigan from the Irish Hills. The house that Penske built has been thrilling through just about 100 laps of competition. We have seen it all. We have seen miraculous saves. We have had insane hard impacts, big-time crashes, and thrilling performances from everyone on the racetrack. Bennett Allen currently leads right now, working lap 97. RJ Root hot on his heels. All the Fords continue to own the top 6. Cody Colley in that Chevrolet, first one in line in 7th, up 29 spots from where he started. The action all over the place. We don't have enough cameramen to cover everything going on right now. The action is just that hyped up throughout the field right now as we watch Cody Colley go to battle against the 30 of Jeremy Miller. Not going to be able to quite pull off the slider, or is he? He's going to get a great exit off the corner, side-by-side drag race going through the Geico restart zone at the line. I believe that was Miller.
And Matt, I do want to point something out to you here. Since Daytona, this is the most number of cars we've had on the lead lap coming into the halftime. 20 cars still on the lead lap.
Like you said at the top of the broadcast, it may not technically be a super speedway, but it races like one. And you're seeing that in the statistics as well. You're absolutely right.
And don't get twisted, this place is a super speedway. It just doesn't race like a traditional plate track. But, you know, there's definitely a lot of room, a lot of lanes to make it through the corners. Everybody trying to find what works best for them is, you know, here we go. Dave Frug Jr., after getting yeeted earlier, is starting to make his way back towards the front. Another Chevy back into the top 10. Matt Mackin's Toyota is back into the top 10, sitting plus 25 in 9th. There you see the 01 back there right behind Jeremy Miller.
Unbelievable recovery for Matt Mackin in that 01 Toyota. After he had an up-close and personal moment out there on the racetrack, as carnage was being unleashed on the racing surface, somehow able to get that car fixed up and put it inside the top 10 right now, as Tony just mentioned. What a drive from Matt Mackin in that one.
It absolutely is. Chris Claude back out on track too, by the way. Currently sits in 18th, back even with the board of where he did qualify. Tim Cook also back out on track after getting some damage repaired. Rafael Rodriguez doing the same. Who says you can't pass at Michigan? Cody Colley, plus 31, sits in 5th. There you see the Superflow 56 on the left side of your screen. A little bit of the blinkies for him. Matt Mackin in that 01. There is the X-Ray Toyota back there. He in 9th. He is currently running plus 25. And right behind him, Alexander Gangler in the 8th. The Better Call Saul Better Call Saul Ford Mustang sitting plus 25 as well. Good grief. Just past the halfway mark. About 18 laps left in stage number 2. Currently, Gangler has the final point. Can he hold on, though?
I think he can, Tony. As you said, he's got the final point right now. Just got to hold on. He's able there to jump up into 9th now in that 8 machine. Better Call Saul.
71 and Dave Krug Jr. having big connection issues. I thought mine were bad. Holy cow, Dave is having bad ones right now.
Yeah, that was a major case of the blinkies.
And you might want to drop down and let Chris Claude know.
Copy.
As we continue to follow along here, it's Jeremy Miller in 7th, as he's got an angry pack of Hornets there with him in the form of Brandon Edstrom and Rich Jett. Jett has now gotten his way back into the top 10 at plus 20. Some of your closest battles on track right here, just inside the top 10. Jeepers. Forward in the 55 after getting yeeted there on the last caution. Clawed his way back into the top 10. Alexander Gangler back there as well. Now Gangler has dropped a little bit. 15 to go.
Laps to go in the stage, and it is still all-out guerrilla warfare. Virtually every surface of the racetrack right now. As you're watching Jeremy Miller, he is getting the business right now from Brandon Edstrom in that 74, up all close and personal on the back of his Ford Mustang. I mean, you can see how these cars are literally stepping out in the corners each and every time. I don't care if it's 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. That's how hard these competitors are driving these race cars. Rich Jett also in tow of this battle should someone slip in front of him. Godzilla now up plus 20 positions. That 77 plastered all over the back now of the 74 Vestra.
Jett currently sitting in 9th place, wants another point out of Schwenksville, Pennsylvania.
On the move here late always seems to be good along with in that race car.
You know,
Almost
that's the
bet
thing.
on it.
You know, Matt, all those guys from Pennsylvania, as part of the Pennsylvania posse, as they call them on the dirt side of things, going up against the Outlaws. But the Pennsylvania posse drivers, it's hard to bet against them.
No, it is, especially when the green flag is large and in charge. I mean, you said Pennsylvania posse. I mean, I can't think of a way to say it any better myself. Is Godzilla doing what Godzilla does here in the Stacy Strong Cup Series? Camaro's looking good. Showroom condition, if you ask me. I don't see a mark on that vinyl, that paint anywhere on that ZL1 Camaro. And he is on the move here, now working lap 108. As those Camaros are trying to get tamed up once again, but it may be a little too late too soon here. Because that stage is looming.
Closing in on 10 to go.
Ooh,
Mackin making a move. Oh, he was looking on Cody Colley there and didn't make the move happen. Blows the entry to turn 3. That's going to give Colley some breathing room for fifth.
Yeah, Mr. Cleveland Rocks, Matt Mackin, he was going for it, and I think he had to jump out of the accelerator. That car may have gotten loose on him, but now he's going to dial it up again as he closes back on the back of that Superflow Chevrolet being piloted by Cody Colley. Mackin continues to impress here, knocking on the back door.
Oh!
There goes Cody Colley, slaps the wall. You know Mackin wants to get a top 5, but that's not how he wanted to do it. As Colley appears to be okay for right now in the short term after moderate contact with that safer barrier.
Well, it didn't look that hard, but those bumps and bangs add up. And Colley might be in trouble here in the closing laps of this stage. We are 10 to go. Man out of Walton, Kentucky, has had a strong run all night. Currently sits plus 30. Matt Mackin sits plus 29. So those two guys started next to each other, and they're moving forward steadily.
Yeah, they are. And they've been on the march throughout the course of this race. You know, if it wasn't for the stage breaks, what could have been? Oh, big time power slide there from the 56. Lost the front of the race car there. Had to jump on the binders to get that car pointed straight.
Yeah, he is struggling here in the closing laps of the stage. Good news is everybody came down on lap 88 to get at least fuel. Colley took 4, Mackin took 4, Derek Heitman took 4, who is your current race leader, and Bennett Allen took 4. Everybody else fuel only, and I got to question that decision out of those guys that did take 4, because they've taken 4 every time they've been down pit road, and they've only got 7 total sets to get them through tonight. You know, so they're going to be struggling here in the closing laps.
Well, especially the way they've been racing, like it's the last lap since the drop of the green flag, Tony. That's just going to compound the tire problem. Oh, RJ Root, all sorts of out of shape as he does the jig. Able to corral that Mustang back underneath him. That was a big moment there for RJ. But you hit the nail on the head, Tony. These tires are shot, they are dusted, and they got, I don't want to say they're rusted, but you know where I'm going with it. These drivers want some fresh sticky shoes on that race car sooner than later.
I bet you could light a cigarette off the cords that are going to be showing on lap 120.
Yeah, thank God the pit crew have those treated
Nomex gloves.
Nomex gloves, thank you. An instant sunburn just from
yeah.
just sitting next to the car when it pulls into the pit box.
Well, you know, here's the thing, especially with as loose as some of these guys are getting, they've worn all of the good rubber off the tires, or the goodie as I like to call it. Now it's elbows up, wheel this thing home, get it to lap 120 however you can. And normally, after they take tires off, they take a blowtorch to it and knock the marbles off. Yeah, I don't think you're going to have to do that this time. Cords are going to be showing on these steel-belted radial tires.
Yeah, RJ's definitely not trying to take a walk on the wild side each time he goes through the 3 and 4 complex. That's just because, as Tony said, the good is gone from those good years. He is hanging on to it.
Doing everything he can, maintaining that final spot in the top 5. You know, you take a look, this is going to help RJ Root close the gap on Brandon Edstrom, as Edstrom is in 7th right now, Root's in 5th, and Alex Murray is back there in 12th, outside of the points.
Yeah, that's something we don't see very often. Alex Murray outside of the top 10, but I promise you that is the case right now. The Concord, North Carolina native perhaps made an adjustment the last time down pit road that didn't agree with that race car.
Well,
he's just...
Now, Matt, here's the other thing we got to consider. Because you've been in his shoes right now. How tired do you get being a new father?
Exhausted.
So he's probably got that jello neck head bob thing going right now, and he's just fighting to stay awake.
Well, that could be it too. But the one thing we know is this is very uncharacteristic of the driver of that 22 Ford Mustang.
Hashtag not wrong. He's Matt Nedler, I'm Tony Trapasso. You're watching round number 22. Only 3 races left after tonight in the regular season of the Stacy Strong Cup Series here on Sim Racing Media. Thank you so much for making us part of your Sunday afternoon.
Mentioned the schedule, Tony. I mean, can it get any more entertaining? We're going to hit the road courses, and we're going to hit them hard and heavy, quick, fast, in a hurry. Indy road course, and if that's not enough, we go to the Super Speedway variant, Watkins Glen. Oh, and then we throw a Super Speedway in there, too.
Sure, why not?
Place your bets.
And there are a lot of guys that are close to getting into the final championship 16. And one of those guys that is on the cusp of being in is a 78 of Derek Heitman. He's back there. He's flirting with the top 32 in points right now, and he only has, I believe, 7 starts with the league. He needs to not miss a week to get the minimum number of starts required to qualify for the playoffs. Unfortunately for Jacob Schneider, no matter what he does, he's not going to qualify because he just doesn't have the number of starts. He's only made 3 starts with the league so far.
Yeah, in spite of doing everything nearly to perfection for Jacob Schneider once he landed in this league, unfortunately, he is not going to make the qualifications. And those rules are ironclad. They're set in stone. They cannot be bended. They cannot be broken. He could literally win out the rest of the season from here, still would not be eligible.
And it's a shame, too, because, I mean, he's come on like gangbusters, and he's really made everybody step their game up.
He really has. I can't think of another situation or scenario I've been in where I've seen someone just come on the scene.
There it is.
And go supernova and that stage caution is out.
So Heitman, Allen, Schneider, Mackin, Root, Colley, Edstrom, Jett, and Spomer getting the final spot in the top 10. How about Matt Mackin? Currently sits plus 30 in 4th. As we are going to step away, pay a couple bills, and we'll be back right after this. And we are back at Michigan. Stage 2 now in the books. And Matt, I believe you got our Stage 2 winner with you right now.
I got the man with the hot hand, Derek Heitman, Stage 2 winner. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Hey, we're doing great watching you guys put on a full-blown thriller out there on the racetrack. Derek, talk to me about that Ford Mustang. You're able
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're perfectly fine, man. How's she driving there? I mean, you've had it in traffic, and now you've had it out in front. It seems like no matter where it is on the racetrack, it's a force to be contended with. Can you keep it together for the rest of the way? Can you keep it up at the point?
It's definitely hooked up. Something that I always pride myself on is not racing anybody too hard and taking my time and coming through the field and save all the racing for the end of the race. So I know I probably drove the wheels off it at the very beginning of the race, but that's because I was just having fun with Jacob and all them. But yeah, the car's hooked up. Hopefully we can keep it out of trouble. There seems to be some fast people up here that I'm not used to seeing. So I'm just biding my time and letting everything work itself out.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Looks to hit a home run here in Michigan. Your Stage 2 winner, Derek Heitman. Good luck the rest of the way, bud.
Thank you, guys.
Well, there you heard him. He's going to not really push the envelope in the early going. He's going to let the race come to him. And I think that's the best course of action to take, as we are going to restart with about 75 to go.
I was going to say, if that's taking it easy, what's it going to look like when he really turns the wick up?
Katie, bar the door.
Because, I mean, let's face it, even in his mind, if he's taking it easy, the mayhem around him is forcing him to turn it up a couple levels just to hang with these guys and keep that car in one piece. I mean, if he's really going to drop the hammer now, look out. That pace car pulls off one more time. That's going to turn the reins over to Heitman. He has the button waiting on the Geico restart zone. We're in there like swimwear. He's hard on the loud pedal. Those V8s come roaring back to life as they're screaming down in your turns 1 and 2 complex, Tony.
Absolutely. It's still a Noah's Ark situation right behind Heitman. Is now Allen gets the clear on the 0-2 of Schneider. Oh, hang on to her.
Whoa.
Was Murray getting a little slideways coming off a 2 as he's working the outside of RJ Root. Edstrom had to bail down. Oh, contact. More contact. Schneider.
There goes the 1-2 whack-a-mole. Schneider got sniped.
And RJ Root comes on a losing end of that exchange. And we stay green.
How?
No clue.
Caution. There's the caution.
Better late than pregnant. Oh, Edstrom crashed. So let's back this up just a tick here. Let's take a look at what happened with Edstrom. And let's get that back to full speed. There goes Root. There goes Schneider. Edstrom is down on the apron, still 3 wide, with Kavaja Holt shooting up through the gut. Oh!
Oh, my goodness. There goes the Cheetos.
Oh, my God. Matt Mackin comes on the losing end of that exchange. Mark Johnson was a victim of circumstance.
Tony, we knew.
Oh, yeah. Watch where this started here. Yes, we're going to go to the eye in the sky.
Kicks off right up front.
So the 0-2 gets into the 15, bangs off him again, doors RJ Root. Root goes around in the grass. Schneider tries to keep it pointed straight. Hemorrhages a few spots there, and it happens in front of him with Edstrom. Cheapers.
I mean, Schneider goes 1-2 whack-a-mole and then dials up a full-blown wig splitter on the door of 69 type of RJ Root.
And you can see that he just loses the front end a little bit. It starts to come up the track on him. Leaning on the 15, bounces off Root, bounces off the 15, bangs Root again, and then mows the lawn. Somehow kept it pointed straight. Missed the inside wall.
Comes back into traffic.
And immediately has to jump on the binders, as what brought out the caution was here with Brandon Edstrom.
That wreck carried all the way down to the other end of the racetrack.
Yeah, it started in 4, and there you see Holt. Here comes the 80 of Johnson. Edstrom just tags him. They both go sideways. The 01 nowhere to go. Gets doored by Lauren Jones. And somehow nobody hit Edstrom again.
Who was that squirted through on the top shelf?
Brian Tarnowski.
Lucky Man of the Race Award to Brian Tarnowski.
There you see him in the Trish's Hope, number 28.
He looked like someone in the Amazon running scared from a 500-pound gorilla, as he was able to squeak through on the high side.
And luckily Ken Ron had it well spotted too, as they stayed off of each other and the wall. Great googly moogly.
Yep, I'm pretty sure he used up all the magic in that 8-ball inside that race car on that one there.
He probably did. You know, they say that, you know, you're supposed to carry a lucky rabbit's foot with you. Hey, a rabbit's got 4 of them. How lucky was it for that little bastard? And I broke Matt Medler again.
You broke me at the better late than pregnant.
Well, that's what my grandmother always used to say. Of course, she also used to say you can catch more flies with honey than you can with a hammer. Okay. It sounds much more impressive in Sicilian.
Sicilian?
Yeah, Sicilian.
Fair enough.
You know, the island just off of Italy.
I know what you're talking about, Tony.
Yeah, a little 4'0" Sicilian lady, and she'd give you the look, and you had about 2 seconds to stop doing whatever stupid thing you were doing, or else you were going to catch the yardstick. And trust me, nobody wanted to catch the yardstick.
Everyone did the Three Stooge scatter. I got you. Slightman doing his version of that right now. Back to the lead, mind you. But here comes Alex Murray in the 22. Was outside the top 10 just a few laps ago. Not the case anymore. The Fuhrer, he is right there working with the 15 of Bennett Allen. He's going to have a run coming to the back of Heitman. Does not elect to use it that time. But Murray poised to strike, as he looks like he's got the balance of that race car figured out, Tony.
I almost have to think Murray's gone into fuel conservation mode. Just running behind Heitman, probably about 3/4 throttle, saving some fuel so that he doesn't have to take on as much in the closing laps of this piece. You know, just using some pit strategy here in the early going of the final stage as we were 70 to go. Now, we know we are going to see a pit stop. The question is, where are we going to see it, and how many are we going to see?
What, when, where, and why? Well, we know the why.
Let's take a look at the longest stints we've seen tonight. Heitman has the longest one at 46 laps. Allen went 47 laps. Miller went 46 laps. So I would say they're going to try to break this up in 2 stages. As Heitman gets the blinkies, that's not good.
No, it's not. I was just going to say these Fords need to be careful up front because someone's getting ready to be shot out of the hot dog bun. It's been super tight up close and personal. Oh, there's a little bit. Was that Spoomer? It was. Spoomer got a case of the wiggles.
Well, Spoomer almost got into it with Miller. So you take a look at from Rich Jett in 7th. He's got almost a second gap back to Cody Colley. And Colley's got his hands full with RJ Root as they are door-to-door back there.
Yeah, literally door-to-door, side-by-side. RJ really committed to working that bottom to middle groove of the racetrack and making it work really well. He's now currently in that 8th place position, 3 wide just on back of this piece. You've seen that virtually all race long. There, Mark Johnston. He's going up against Schneider right now in the 2.
Tim Cook made it stick on the bottom. He's going to wrestle a spot away from both of them as Edstrom now looks on the outside at Colley, following RJ Root through. Just like that, Colley now drops to 10th. Well, we got a battle going on here just inside the top 5. As that is Kavaja Holt in the Trish's Hope 00 working on Jeremy Miller. No room at the end right now. Up on the top side is 55 Spomer is right there.
Now the Hog in Kavaja Holt, a.k.a. Hog. The Hog is eating right now. He is hungry in that Ford, and he is like the Lone Ranger out there doing it the hard way. No help, no problem. You can tell that driver is hungry for a solid performance. He's not happy with 10th. I mean, every time we've covered Kavaja Holt here tonight on this coverage, on this broadcast, he has been driving his guts out, and he continues to do so with Rick Jett and Godzilla in tow. As he now tries to size up the 55 of Spoomer on his charge towards the front, and it looks like RJ Root's working with him. Is wherever Kavaja goes, RJ goes. Able to make quick work of Spoomer as they're coming through the field, Tony.
How's that old saying go? Forwards of a feather flock together? Or something like that?
It works. Clearly it's working for Kavaja and RJ right now as well. As they continue. Little bump drafting tango action there between Bennett Allen and the 30 of Miller. I mean, RJ and Root and Holt caught those boys in no time.
Yeah,
but now RJ is going to thread the needle and send a howitzer to the bottom of the racetrack. What a move by RJ.
Picks off Bennett Allen. RJ up to 3rd. Heitman, Murray, Root, your top 3. Bennett Allen, Jeremy Miller, Brandon Edstrom, Kavaja Holt, Nate Spomer, Rich Jett, and Cody Colley rounding out your top 10. And Colley's got some breathing room behind him to the tune of about 1.25 seconds.
Yeah, I know you just mentioned Colley, but if NASCAR and Shakespeare ever put out a play, that pass by RJ Root would be the feature. I would pay to see that again. That was incredible driving by RJ Root. I'm sorry, Tony. He is now up to 3rd.
Here you go.
Now, keep in mind, he's been the one pushing Kavaja Holt.
Right. breaks loose
Watch,
of Holt, he's pushing on Miller,
watch
and
this.
RJ's just going to go full send mode here into 3. Picks off Miller, picks off Allen.
It's incredible.
Like that?
I love that.
Guess what? RJ Root to the lead.
Incredible, masterful driving being showcased right now by RJ, 69-time Root.
And here's the thing: is RJ's had some abysmal finishes through no fault of his own.
I think he's driving with a little extra chip on his shoulder here. I think he's had enough of the nonsense that's taken him out of races.
Leaning on it with Alex Murray. Easy, boys.
RJ dumped Kavaja point blank in broad daylight, and then added 3 or 4 to his total card count. Oh, look at this. Oh, don't do that. Heitman. Wow. That's all you, Tony.
I got nothing. You know, when you've got a 5,300 iRating racing against a 6,100 iRating,
and then a 7,000
and a
plus.
7,000, a 4,100, and a 3,700, and a 3,800, all running in your top 6. Where do you point the camera?
I try that move, and my car is 2 feet shorter on the wheelbase.
Yeah.
They do it, and it works perfectly, time and time again.
And that's why I'm going to stick to dirt racing when I finally get my next wheel and pedal set.
I'm lost for words right now. It's just, I have no idea how all these boards at the front are still in one piece.
No clue.
And RJ just raging on the field right now. I mean, he's got Miller pushing all over him. Comes up, clobbers, I mean, not clobbers, but makes contact with Heitman into the corner where a place where you don't want to bump draft. Does it anyhow, like you said. 6,000 plus iRating there.
His Root skating out of turn 2. That's going to let Miller and Allen get to his outside. Here comes Edstrom. Did Root go too hard too soon?
I don't think hard is the word. But yeah, I think he used the good years of this. He was absolutely just infernoing throughout the field there. He has a 5-alarm fire in Manhattan coming to the front.
Unbelievable.
I mean, they're still leaning all over each other.
They are at that.
This is just incredible to watch.
I don't even. I can't even express this in words. And you folks know normally I can't shut up, but this one, I'm having trouble finding the words.
And then you got Kavaja Holt, right? Who's kind of foreign to racing up here with these guys at this level, who is a 1,500 iRating. It is mixing it up with these guys and making it look like it's all part of the show.
Well, how about Cody Colley, who's a 1,300?
And I don't mean that in a bad way. The way that they're in here, racing with these guys right now, it looks like they've been doing this, they've got 15,000 laps in the books already before the race.
That's the thing about Michigan. It's the great equalizer.
Someone just got
that was Holt.
Into the fence. He saved it.
He does save it. Only gives up 1 spot to Cody Colley. Murray and Allen into each other off of 4.
No way! Are they going to save it? Are you kidding me?
Jesus. And they're not done yet.
No way. This ain't real. This is not happening right now. I'm sorry, Tony. This what do we call it right now? This ain't.
Battle for the lead is Jeremy Miller making a move on Heitman. Drag race to the stripe. Heitman with the nose out front. Give it to Heitman by a fender. Unbelievable. Throw a blanket over your top 5 right now.
We got to go back and watch that at some point again.
If I can find it.
I'm still trying to get my mind to fire correctly after that.
Yeah,
I
know.
They were literally fixated together. I mean, they were stuck together.
If anybody had sneezed wrong,
yes,
we were going to have the big one at the front of the field.
Here comes RJ again on the bottom.
Sideways again.
Whoa. Yeah, those tires are used up, Tony. He's pulled that one off a couple times too many now on those Goodyears, and they are hot. They are red hot. Oh, the 22 has to check up and get out of the way for RJ. He just had a big moment there.
I dare say we're seeing about 10 laps to go before we're going to see green flag pit stops.
Well, they better hope they got tires left, because remember, they got to come down to pit road speed before they hit that commitment cone, otherwise, or that pit road entry line, but otherwise they're done.
I'm a little concerned for Kavaja Holt. I'm a little concerned for Jeremy Miller. Everybody else in the top 10 should have at least one more set lane.
My God, can you... I mean, the drivers you mentioned that you're concerned about, I mean, at this level of competition, I mean, just letting everything out there eat. I mean, this is American Gladiator. This is like the Roman, back in the Roman times out there on the racetrack right now, and you don't have 4 Dr. Feelgoods in the pits. I'm sorry, that's a death sentence if you're going to race like this.
You're not wrong.
But RJ, after even just demolishing those tires, still able to hang on to the back of Bennett Allen in that 15, currently in that 5th place position right now. I'm sorry, that 6th place position. Alex Murray is the one that's fixated to Bennett Allen in the 15. And here comes RJ knocking on the outside, on the top side now. Can't make it work on the bottom. Let's try the top as RJ goes blink mode.
These guys are racing it out like it's lap 195 instead of 152. And this is scary, folks. Because we still have a whole nother pit stop round to go.
Yeah, I don't lit the fuse up here in these Fords, and someone got their feathers ruffled, and it has trickled. All that energy has filtrated into the cockpits of all the other race cars up here, and everyone is driving code red right now. I mean, this is... I don't know. I haven't seen anything like this in my life. Don't get me wrong, I'm loving every minute of it. But the saves that we have seen tonight, the woulda, coulda, shouldas, I mean, how? It just doesn't happen.
We've seen some amazing action here already. And, we're only a handful of laps away from you can make it from here territory. You know, I'm expecting lap 160 to 165 is when we're going to be seeing everybody break off to go to the pits. As we already know, you can get 70 or 47 laps out of a pit stop, or out of a tank to go fast. The question is anybody going to really want to try that? A lot of these guys still are laying 2 sets. Derek Hyben's only been down pit road 3 times. Edstrom's been down 4 times. Murray's been down 5 times.
5 times.
And one of those was fuel only. Bennett Allen has been down 4 times. Miller has been down 8 times, and a couple of those have been fuel only.
Bennett Allen and Miller connect. They somehow disconnect and keep it pointed straight. That allows RJ to split the gap. Now RJ slips back into that 5th place position. Miller falls back to 6th. Because RJ seems to got things figured out. Well, now he goes back to the bottom of the racetrack. I was going to say he had it figured out on the top because his car went away on the bottom. But he sent it through the middle right there and made it stick.
And that's getting terrifying if you're Bennett Allen, because this is what he's seeing out of, and there we go, RJ Root making a bid. I was about to show you what he's seeing out of his rearview mirror, but now we don't have to show that anymore. We can see what he's seeing. There's RJ Root right next to him.
And this is about 195 miles an hour. Wow, I hit the nail right on the head. The pride of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Bennett putting on a show in the 15 tonight. Oh, someone just got hooked. That's
Bennett
not
Allen.
Good. Bennett Allen is fun. He is in the grass. He has gone lawn boy mode. Caution on the racetrack. As soon as we went on board, trouble struck. But we got it on the SRM
watch this.
replay.
He's going to pinch down, almost get into RJ Root a couple of times. And Root just said, yeah, you know what? Screw you.
It's the radio waves are electrified on the scanner right now. Tony, I think
this is what the eye in the sky picked up with a high-speed drone. I think that was on purpose.
Well, we know both surfaces of the race car made contact. That we do know. We know that Bennett Allen had a heck of a save, keeping it off the wall, taking it to the grass, helping out the landscaping crew. But watch this as the 15 edges past RJ. He throws an aggressive side draft. Does RJ try to side draft back and just misjudge? Or does he uncork one there and purposely spin Bennett Allen? You've seen Bennett Allen throw an aggressive side draft at him first. Perhaps we talk to them post-race. We can get some more insight there. As pit road is recipient of all the mayhem as everyone down for Sunoco Race Fuel and new tires.
They are right on that ragged edge if you can make it from here.
Literally right there. I don't know if the tires will make it past lap 10 or 10 laps at this pace. I mean, they are, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, with as hard as these guys have been running, it's going to be difficult to really keep your wits about you. And we know, as far as guys that know how to save their equipment, Alex Murray's one of the best. And Kavaja Holt is one of the best. So is Rich Jett and Cody Colley. They are still within the top 10. Matter of fact, Jett currently sits in 7th. Colley sits in 9th. Two of your three biggest movers of the race so far. Actually, all three of your biggest movers, all four of your biggest movers are all Chevys in the form of Rich Jett, who's plus 22, Cody Colley, who's plus 28. They sit 7th and 8th right now. And then in 10th place is Tim Cook, who's plus 23. And then you go back to Steve Herring in the 89, who is plus 19 and 11. So, all four of your current biggest movers all rocking the bow tie here tonight at Michigan. But it has been absolute Ford domination so far.
It's been Ford domination. But, Tony, I mean, these guys are unleashing hell like a Kirby salesman in a nursing home. I don't think anyone is saving anything right now. I know who our usual, as you mentioned, the drivers that do a great job, but I just don't see how it's possible to race like that and save anything. I just, they're just letting it all hang out right off the rip here. If they're saving, that's the best. That's the most high octane saving racing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right there. But right now, Heitman going to have the button one more time as we get ready to turn him back loose with 40 to go here this evening. If the first 160 laps weren't as interesting enough, now it is officially go time.
Wow.
The outside lane did not get going. It's Murray and Miller up there.
Bennett Allen administered a shockwave to the back of Estrom.
Oh!
Drift mode engaged.
What were you saying?
What a save by Bennett.
No, what a save by Edstrom. Bennett too, okay.
We got saves everywhere.
Save Richter. Most heard phrase in the 1994 NHL season.
You think Dominic Hasek's out there on the racetrack?
I'm sorry. Hasek, Miller.
The greats.
I mean, just think about how many great goaltenders the Sabres have had, and they still don't have a Stanley Cup championship.
The D word. If it was anyone else but Dallas, they would have won.
Yeah, we got screwed in Dallas.
Anytime we deal with Dallas. You know where I'm going.
And think about what Houston did to the Bills that time. I'm sorry, that was a forward pass.
It was very forward.
But we didn't see it.
Just like you didn't see the no goal. Tony, we could go down this wormhole for hours.
The only thing Buffalo has ever been successful in is indoor lacrosse. I believe the Bandits have 5.
Well, we got something.
Oh, and the women's professional hockey team has a championship. The Buffalo Buttes.
Cody Colley in that 56 Superflow is unleashing right now as he is now charged to 5th, looking for more. Look who else has punched his way into the top 10 or top 5. Godzilla's right there as well. Where did he come from? Rick Jett right in the thick of things all of a sudden. Here come the Camaros.
Oh!
Whoa!
Tim
Tim
Cook trying to knock down the turn 2 wall there. Good grief.
Yeah, he was definitely trying to take down the safer barrier.
3 wide.
There it goes! Big time contact. All the leaders are out. Everyone's wadded up. Smokes each other.
Jesus.
Jeremy Miller's in it. RJ Root's in it. Bad boys and the bad toys unload late.
Let's watch what happened here. And of course, grandstand's in the way. Looks like Bennett Allen may have gotten into Murray. Let's watch that again. See Bennett Allen in the 15, Murray in the double deuce.
Oh!
Jesus.
What are we witnessing? Tony, that atomic bomb had that fuse delayed set many laps ago. And we've seen what could happen. And this one, unfortunately, detonates at the front of the field.
Well, I'm still wondering what the 15 is doing.
The 15?
That's the second time he's tried to squeeze someone. Race Control seriously needs to look at him. Watch this.
15 is just...
The double deuce has nowhere to go. He's already on that outside lane. He doesn't come off of that seam until after he gets contact with the 15.
It appears to me, you know what?
Bennett Allen's been a wrecking ball tonight. Plain and simple.
In that one, no matter how you slice it, you say, he said, she said, takes out some top contenders at the front of this field. All of this, and Cody Colley now has the lead, or is being scored as the leader. Let me confirm that with iRacing. Stand
Derek
by.
Heitman.
Heitman being scored the leader. Thank you.
Heitman, Estrom, Holt, Colley, Cook, Spomer, Mackin, Gangler, Rodriguez, and Rich Jett in top 10. And Matt, I'm going to let you jump down and mention to Race Control what we just saw out of the 15.
10-4.
And it doesn't really matter because the 15 is just put it on the hauler.
All right, I'll still go down there anyhow, just to...
Thank you, sir.
Not a problem.
So, some takers down pit road, some no takers down pit road. As a matter of fact, your top 8 of Derek Heitman, Brandon Edstrom, Kavaja Holt, Cody Colley, Tim Cook, Nate Spomer, Matt Mackin, and Alexander Gangler all stayed out. Rafael Rodriguez came down for fuel only. Rich Jett took 4. Mark Johnson is now pit farming. Jeremy Miller spent an extended amount of time getting that car fixed. Alex Princeton spent over a minute on pit road getting that car fixed. Same with Chris Claude. And those are your 14 cars on the lead lap. Lights are out on the pace car. And, you know, you think the 15 would have learned his lesson when RJ Root turned him. As if to say, hey, man, you need to calm the hell down. Nope. Didn't learn a thing. and pinches the points leader into the wall, and we've got absolute carnage. As the field works its way through the three-board complex, Heitman and Edstrom going to lead us back here. And while we are getting ready to go back to green, we're going to reach out now to the new father, Alex Murray. Tony up in the booth, you got me, sir.
I got you.
That's a rough one to stomach, man.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is. Can't change it now.
Well, I mean, hey, look at the bright side, man. You've got an heir to the throne. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Yeah, he's a little spitfire, but we love him, and we actually just got home yesterday, so told the fiance that I was going to do this race, and she kind of looked at me with the evil eyes, and I was like, I'm itching to get back at it, so here we are. And
what'd you name the Bambino?
His name is Huxton. So
very cool.
Yeah, he's a good little kid. He's gonna grow up too fast though.
Hey man, look at that's the bright side of the week.
Oh yeah, no, definitely it is. Yeah, just sucks what happened there. Pretty unfortunate. Seems like he just wanted to put people on the wall all night and wreck people going down the straightaway. So it is what it is.
And look at the bright side. We're going into your wheelhouse for the next couple of weeks, back-to-back road courses. You got to be feeling good about that one.
Yeah, I mean, the road courses are going to be good for us. I think, main competition at the road courses it's going to be Jacob and RJ. So we'll see what happens, but I'll see if the fiance lets me race. I know she's texting me right now. She's pretty upset with Bennett, but I'm sure Chris will take care of it, and we'll see what happens.
All right, Alex Murray, congratulations on becoming a new father. Best of luck to you at the road courses, and Haley, congratulations to you too. I know you're listening.
Appreciate it, man.
As we get back to the live action here, it's still a gaggle of cars up there, but how about Collie and Spomer? Two Chevys now in the top five. As Heitman and Spomer are going after each other for the final spot in the top five. That Rogue Energy car has gotten yeeted a couple of times and somehow still has some pace in it. But Cody Collie has been your strongest bow tie all day. That Superflow 56 currently sits in fourth, plus 32. Starting almost dead spanking last in this field. Closing in on 25 to go here tonight from the house that Penske built in Brooklyn, Michigan. Kavaja Holt bangs the wall. As Collie takes evasive action to stay off of him. Looks to the inside on Holt. Oh boy, Spomer makes it 3 wide.
3 wide, keeping it in formation. All the Camaros survive on the bottom, going up against Kavaja Holt on the top, and they're still 3 wide. Spomer gets loose. Spomer may have caught a piece of Collie as he really sends it in. He fires the cannons, going toe-to-toe with Kavaja Holt.
Absolutely is. Here comes Heitman back on the charge on the high side. All those Fords lined up on the high side. It's now Spomer and Jet running stem to stern. Spomer drops to the low side. Jet running the middle lane. Alex Princeton in the 19 right there as well. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's the 01 of Matt. No, that was the 19 of Princeton. Sorry, the 09 of Tim Cook.
Yeah, Tim Cook about 5-6 car lengths from the back of this action right here, all going on in that around that 7th to 10th place position on the racetrack. Alex Gangler in there as well in the number 8 machine. He's up 29 spots, as you mentioned, Tony. He has now found his way at the front of his piece at the right time.
Holt sideways going into 3. Heitman and Colley have to take a base of action. That's going to cost the double zero quite a few spots as he goes from third to 8th in one corner. Miller making a bid for the lead on Edstrom.
Whoa!
Tried to throw the slider, thought better of it as Edstrom did have the charge on the outside lane.
I'm not sure if he tried to throw the charge, but that Mustang said, not today. He had to gather it up, but the second time he executes to perfection, puts it right up in front of Brandon Edstrom. Miller with a thrilling pass to the front. He leads with almost 20 laps to go.
Miller, Edstrom, Heitman, Colley, Jett, Spomer, Gangler, Holt, Cook, and Prince in your top 10 as we currently sit. And that battle for 6th is starting to heat up as, Gangler having major connection issues.
Yeah, he's having big time problems. And I know what Discord he is in, so I know they're on top of it. They're aware of it. Oh, speaking of that, look who is now up to 10th, back in 10th. The HMFIC, Chris Claude. He got kicked back to 3G. He's got it back on 5G once again. How many times have we seen him do this, Tony?
Quite a few. So it looks like if things go the way that they're going right now, we are going to see the 5G on the car next week on the road course. Let me just double check my factoids here. Yes, we are going to the Indy road course first, followed by the Glen the following week.
Yeah, if you want a high dose of road course action with these guys who have just absolutely set off a nuclear bomb here at the house that Penske get built. Make sure you like, subscribe, check bell notifications on so you know every time CC Strong Cup Series is live in prime time on Sunday nights, because we got a heavy dose of road racing on the horizon. But we got to finish this one out first, Tony, as it's still hot and heavy.
Absolutely. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be hitting you with so many rights, you're going to be begging for a left. As mostly right-hand turns at both Indy and Watkins Glen. And at both those tracks, the crews are going to have to really step their game up because you got to pit the car backwards. The drivers are going to be coming down with the pit wall to their right side as opposed to their left side as we normally do. So a lot of these teams are really going to have to change things up.
Yeah, it's one of the weirdest things to witness in person as well. Is I was fortunate enough to go to that race several times with Team Red Bull, and it looks even weirder in person at Watkins Glen, Tony. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Oh, look at how did Jeremy Miller make that car fit?
Through the grace of God. But yeah, no, man, I know exactly what you're talking about, considering that I was a jack man on Morgan Shepherd's number 89 for a couple of seasons, and I always used to cringe whenever we'd go to the Glen because you're pitting the car backwards. And at that time, it was the only track we were doing it at.
Yeah, and everything you do as far as execution is backwards from start to finish, correct?
It is, because instead of looking to my right to spot the car, I got to look to my left, and I got to come off the wall with my other foot first to keep my timing where it needs to be. So, during the week, after we'd get done in the shop, in the evening at about 5 o'clock, those of us that were on the pit crew, we'd spend another 3 or 4 hours working on coming off of the Jersey barrier that Morgan had there.
Yeah, I don't think, you guys get as much credit as you guys deserve, especially when you got to just basically reverse roll like that. As Heitman continues to roll at the point here, as we're deep into this one, under 20 laps to go. 3 Fords, 3 Chevrolets, Heitman, Estra, Miller. The Chevrolets led by Godzilla, Collie, and Spoomer. It's an even split inside the top 6, Tony.
With a good gap between Collie back there in that Superflow 56. About almost 2 seconds now back to Nate Spomer, the 55, who's got Gangler all over him. Matter of fact, there is Spomer and Gangler. And then you're another 1.5 seconds back to Kabaja Hole. And, Gangler continues to have connection issues.
Yep, another blink. But luckily, no one really working off the back of the 8 right now. You go just up the road, it's a completely different story. Everyone's fighting to be the rooster in the hen house inside the top 4.
Jet right there in the mix. Collie just far enough back so should these top 4 take each other out, he can take a base back. 15 to go.
Some of these guys have been taking evasive action the entire race, every lap. Godzilla, Rick Jet, the lone Camaro that is stuck to the front of this.
Oh, look, the diamond pattern. They were in that fearful diamond pattern going into 3, and I know how both you and Dave Regal feel about that one, so time to cringe.
We're not talking baseball.
No. Talking jet fighter diamond formation that normally comes up with the missing man formation before too long.
Said it perfect. His Jet is doing everything he can to hold on to that ZL1 Camaro. He is every way but straight at times, coming off the corner. But he is finding a way to keep Godzilla focused and poised to strike all over the back of Jeremy Miller. Godzilla having a great run here once again in that 77.
And here's the thing about Rich Jet. We're taking a look at iRatings. Rich Jet is a 2660. Brandon Edstrom is the closest to him at 3795. So almost 1,100 more. Actually, over 1,100 more.
This is a David versus Goliath.
And then you got Jeremy Miller, who is double Jet, and Derek Heitman is triple.
Yeah. This is really... Oh, look at the move!
Jeepers.
Wow! That was... I did...
Holy crap on a stick,
Where
Batman.
did Godzilla pull that one from?
And he's going for second.
He's on the charge. He's got the torches lit. He's got it full-fledged, full military afterburner.
Oh, this would be a huge feather in Rich Jet's cap right now if he can hang on for the podium, especially with as strong as that Ford contingent has been all night long.
Yeah,
and in case you're wondering what happened to the Ford contingent, you can blame the 15 of Bennett Allen.
The Schwanksville got Actionville dialed up right now in that race car because he is taking it to him. I don't care where he finishes. That was a move that I would pay to see again from the 77.
Well, here's the thing. If Jet can just maintain a top 5, he is going to move past Seba Cortez. Chris Claude should also move back Seba. Seba's not here tonight. Cortez was 7th place in points coming into this evening. He's going to lose at least 2. 10 to go.
10 to go, and everything pointing in the right direction for the driver of that Chevrolet, Rick Jet, in 4th place position. He is putting on a show here late from the house that Penske built.
Unfortunately, Cody Colley's starting to fall off right now. Colley is your biggest mover at plus 31.
I mean, some of
That's impressive.
The plus minus on the scoring pylon's insane. As you mentioned, Cody Colley, Rick Jett, he's plus 25. Alexander, he's 28 to the good. And Cook, 24 to the good. I mean, these guys just all over.
And then you go back just outside the top 10 in 11th place. Matt Mackin in the 01 Toyota, your highest running Yoda tonight, is plus 23.
Incredible.
Unbelievable.
Unprecedented performances all over this 2-mile facility.
8 to go. And whatever you got left, it's time to use it.
Yep, don't leave anything on it. Don't leave anything in that race car. Get all the good out of it. I mean, Grandma's sitting over here. She's gotten all the good out of that kernel-free popcorn, and that's the Sam's Club size bag. She is amped up.
Well, she made a delicious salad before you got here. And for those of you wondering what I meant when I said Grandma grabbed the salad, up here in the Irish Hills of Michigan, you take a can of fruit cocktail, and we're under caution.
Wait, what? Caution on the racetrack with only 7 laps remaining.
RP Allen.
What happened to the driver of the 7? Just lost it coming out of the corner. Looks like he's going to save it. I'm not sure what happens after that as I wind up in victory lane prematurely.
He just stopped the car and towed back to the pits. He rage quit.
I get it. I understand it. But that caution really throws a monkey wrench into things, Tony, with only 6 laps remaining.
Now the question is,
in the history books,
who of your top 13 who are still on the lead lap are going to go pit side?
Who has stickered tires?
Well, Cody Colley's got 1 set laying. Derek Heitman's got a set. Brandon Edstrom's got a set. Nate Spomer's got a set. Kavaja Holt might have a set. And I think Rich Jett might have a set.
That's more than what I initially thought. As clearly everyone, there is no good left in those good years. I think it's safe to say. Someone stayed out.
Edstrom. Edstrom is going to gamble. And so is Alex Princeton.
That's a big-time gamble as those drivers were last down on pit road on 158 and 168. Keep in mind, the level of was through the stratosphere.
What the hell just happened to Nate Spomer?
He's in Spomer's in reverse. You can't do that. At least I don't think you can.
Okay, let's back that up again.
What in the...
Side by side with Kavaja. Okay. That would explain why he had to use reverse.
And then he Hail Marys it into the pit wall. He probably thought he was going to ghost out. And for some reason, they didn't.
Well, unfortunately, you don't ghost until you get to the concrete, and oh my goodness. Spomer missed his pit box. And just hand grenaded it into the wall. So now
Out of
the gamesmanship begins. Edstrom and Princeton stayed out. They're on older tires. Heitman took foreign fuel. Miller took foreign fuel. Jett took foreign fuel. Holt and Colley took foreign fuel. Gengler took foreign fuel and some damage repair. Rodriguez took foreign fuel. Tim Cook took 4 in damage repair to round out your top 10. And Matt Mackin took 4 in fuel with some damage repair in 11th. Mark Johnson and Chris Claude. Johnson stayed out. Claude came in.
Well, re-rack them, restack them, reloaded.
4 to go.
4 to go.
We're going to restart with 3 to go, so it's going to be a green, green, white checker.
And we got ice skates on the front row.
This is going to get interesting quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Ice skates because just that these guys were racing at...
Oh, yeah. Edstrom with the button, taking the outside lane. Miller going to line up right behind him. Miller and Heitman both on fresh shoes.
Yeah.
So
Miller
just your front two are on the old shoes, so this could get very ugly very quickly.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about here. As intense as this racing has been, we've seen these restarts. You got 2 drivers on the front row here that just don't have the same... They don't have the same shoes right now. And we're about to find out as that pace car pulls off here. Is it one more time? Do we go into overtime?
Well, I mean, Edstrom's on 40-lap-old tires. Princeton's on 30-lap-old tires. And Princeton didn't get going. That stacked Heitman and company up.
Okay, now the accordion is loaded. Now it's going to have to eject. All that energy's got to go somewhere.
Here come Jett and Cowley on the bottom side. 3 wide with Princeton stuck in the middle.
Oh, Godzilla getting good in the neighborhood. He schnookers one from Holt. What a move by Jett. He's still got more up his sleeve. Incredible. Here comes Holt back to the top side of the racetrack. He's got that car wound out on the high side.
He does it that as here comes Cowley as well, working the inside of Holt. They're side by side for 5th. Right now, as it sits, 2 to go, Popsicle 6 in the air. We've got an all-Ford podium one more time. Jett and Cowley have got to hope for a miracle.
Yeah, but they're together on the racetrack. They're nose to tail. When these 2 team up, that's when they have the best performance on the racetrack.
Oh,
now,
here we go.
Godzilla's getting ready to eat. Oh, he gets into the 74. Jett keeps his foot in it on the bottom, does not lift. Here comes Cowley on the top side. They split him like a potato.
Cowley now up to 3rd. Jett in 4th. Brandon Edstrom tried to throw the block on Godzilla and came out on the losing end as he's going to give up a spot to another bow tie. That's Tim Cook in the 09 Hot Wheels ride, working the outside.
Working the outside, but it's not. Oh, 3 wide coming off the corner. 2
Final
cars,
lap. We're racing back to checkers regardless.
Final time, Jeremy Miller out in front in the 30. He was able to get the lead on the restart. Here comes Heitman charging on the bottom as they come out of the 3-4 complex for the final time. Heitman's going to get to the back, but at the start-finish line, it's going to be Jeremy Miller winning in thrilling fashion from the house that Penske built. Fords take the front 2 spots here at Michigan. What a race. What a drive from all of these competitors. But what a show from Cody Cowley and Rich Jett. They just drove the race of a lifetime.
Absolutely. Cowley, your biggest mover by far at plus 33. But how about the man of the evening, driver of the ride code, Brandon's Lasers number 30, out of Burlington, New Jersey, your race winner. As soon as I can find him, there he is. As he's burning them down, Matt, I believe you've got a race winner with you now.
Right, Jeremy Miller wins a thriller once again here at the house that Penske built. Jeremy Miller, how you feeling right now, man?
Yeah, really good. I mean, Prodigy Esports brought some really great race cars today. Definitely the fastest cars on the track, and it's good to get a Ford win in the Motor City. It's just a special track for you. Manufacturer, they do really good here in real life, so happy to replicate that in the sim tonight.
Yeah, Ford 1-2. Yourself and Derek Heitman finished as far as the Fords go 1-2. That level of racing out there on the racetrack, Jeremy. I know how it was from my perspective in the booth. Walk me through what that intensity was like out there on the racetrack at speeds over 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, it's super intense here. I mean, cars were beating, banging, off each other all night. I texted my family at watch every week to expect the top 10 at most tonight. Didn't think I was going to have a great run here because I haven't really gotten any laps here this week because of some stuff going on. But just a really good run by everybody. Got wrecked really early, had a lot of damage, and just didn't give up, fought back, and was able to hold off Derek there on the final restart there.
Yeah, you answered my next question. I was going to ask you about that incident, but like you said, you're able to get that damage repaired. That candle never went out. You stayed hungry. You stayed after it, and you put on one heck of a show. Congratulations on getting the win for Ford here in Michigan. Who do you want to thank? Who helps you get it done before you go burn it down once again?
Yeah, absolutely. Just got to thank everybody at Prodigy. Like I said before, we got Brandon Lasers on the car. Ryko obviously provided some great setups every week with this team. Got to thank Sean Conklin for the Conklin's Creation car here. A really beautiful looking race car. And just, Brandon raced me pretty hard down there in the 3. I want to give him a shout out for keeping it clean to where we didn't wreck. And I'm proud I got it done.
There you are, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy Miller mics up a hot one here at Michigan. He gets the dub. Tony, back to you.
And joining me now is the man who came runner-up to him, Derek Heitman. Congratulations on a podium. All things considered, that definitely helped your bid to try to make it into the playoffs. That's definitely going to move you up into the top 32 in points to be eligible.
Yeah, we should have had a win, but just a bunch of Mickey Mouse cautions for absolutely no reason. I just really don't know what to say. Needless to say, I'm not happy with the P2, so.
Well, nobody's ever really happy with a P2, but all things considered, you got to look big picture. You got a stage win tonight. You finished P2 in the overall. That is definitely going to help you in the point standings.
Yeah, unfortunately, the stage one doesn't mean anything when you're not already in the playoffs.
Well, it means 10 extra points.
Finding my way into the playoffs on points is probably not going to happen. Considering all things considered, I've been here a couple weeks at best. So,
well, let me break this down for you. I do have the points pulled up right now. And you are currently sitting 22 in points. If you get a win in the next 2 weeks, you're going to be in, and you can't miss a week over the next 3 weeks to give yourself enough starts. Don't miss a week, and continue with the top 3, top 4 finish. You very easily could get into the top 16 in points.
You just nailed it with everything you just said, right? I'm not going to be able to point myself in.
You are.
How far am I from the cut line?
Let me look. Hold on. You're currently 22nd, and the cut line less than 100 points. Actually, it's only 50 points out.
Yeah,
You're only 50 points out from the cut line. Some of these guys haven't been showing up regularly. Steve, you could very easily get yourself in if you continue with these podium finishes. You just got to keep the car out of trouble the next couple of weeks on the road course.
We'll just see what happens, I guess. But I really just feel like I had one stolen from me tonight. This is the second time that this has happened. Since joining this league, I should have had Gateway 1, and just another dumb caution caught me out there. So, I mean, it's just people that are out here racing just need to understand that their actions are affecting everybody, and even people that they don't, even people they don't want them to affect. It's affecting me, and I ain't doing nothing to nobody. So it is what it is. Just I'll just deal with it.
Derek, keep your head up, because again, it's not going to be that difficult, especially with the way you've been driving, to get yourself in on points. Best of luck to you over the next couple of weeks at the 2 road courses that are coming up. We got Indy next week. What are your thoughts going into the Brickyard?
I don't know. I'm not the greatest at any road. I'm more so looking towards Watkins Glen, but we'll just see what happens. I mean, the road courses require a lot of practice. I don't really have that motivation to come out here and turn all the laps like I used to, so we'll just set our eyes on the prize, and if it happens, if it happens. If it doesn't, then no big deal.
Well, we've got the wild card race coming up too, as the regular season finale rolls into Daytona under the lights. So, anybody could win that one on any given day, and you're on a strong team that knows how to play the restrictor plate game.
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta keep in mind though. I mean, we have two different teams within this league, so it is what it is. We'll just roll with it. We'll just see what happens.
Derek, who helps you get it done on the 78?
Definitely Ryko. Ryko Performance gave me the power underneath the hood that I needed. Shout out to Ken Byron for building great setups every single week and giving us something to come out here and compete with. And shout out Brandon Lasers for rolling around on the car for me, and shout out Prodigy Sports for bringing me on.
Derek Heitman, I know this is probably not what you want to hear, but congratulations on second place here tonight at Michigan. Best of luck to you over the next 3 weeks.
Thanks, guys.
And Matt, with that, we get another one put in the books as we take a quick look at our finishing order here tonight. And a little bit of music to bring us out. Jeremy Miller, Derek Heitman, Cody Colley, those are your 3 podium finishers. Rich Jett coming home in 4th, so the Chevys putting on a show here tonight, finishing 3rd and 4th. Kavaja Holt, Tim Cook, Brandon Edstrom, Alex Ganger, Rafael Rodriguez out of Brazil, your highest running non-American in 9th. And Alex Princeton rounding out your top 10. Matt Mackin, Chris Claude, Mark Johnson rounding out the top half of the field and your lead lap cars. Matt?
Rest of the way through the field, Jacob Schneider, Steve Herring, Brian Tarnowski, Nathaniel Spoomer, Ken Ron, Raymond Root, and Alex Murray round out your top 20. Randall J. Watkins, Lauren Jones, Dave Few Jr., R.P. Allen, Tanner Marty, yes, your top 25. And rounding out the bottom half of the field here tonight, it's going to be Miller Bonds, Zachary Vaughn, Ryan Samuelson, Ron Fitting, Matt White, top 30. 31st belongs to Stein Time, Nick Stein, 32nd, Aaron Mack, 33rd, Jeff Carson, Dalton Mobley comes home in 34th, Rodrigo Loga, 35th, and ending out, or I should say, certainly last but not least,
Dairy Queen Award.
Dairy Queen Award, the 15 of Bennett Allen, after having a strong run on the racetrack, but may have let strong emotion get the best of him before it was said and done.
That is going to do it for us here tonight from the house that Penske built. Be sure to join us all week long here on Sim Racing Media, as we have racing 7 nights a week. Coming up tomorrow night, we've got the A-Lot Cleaners Xfinity Series, round number 21 from Michigan. That'll be an 8:10 Eastern Time start. At 8:30, it'll be the SCL Winston Cup Series. I believe that is their Gen 4s, round number 9 from Gateway. The All-Pro Sim Super Late Model Series will be at the Bull Ring at Las Vegas. That'll be a 9 p.m. start. And then on Tuesday night, we've got the quadruple header with the SCL Late Models, the Ricnatech Truck Series, and the Western States Cup Series, all coming at you over the next couple of days. He's Matt Metler. I'm Tony Trapasser. Reminder, ladies and gentlemen, until we get a chance to meet again, And as you walk down the road of life this week, do us all a huge favor. Don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.